Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're doing the top 20 rankings. This isn't MTNA anymore, but these are two of the original MTNA members. We got I still don't know how to pronounce the name. Mythalieon. I think I know how to pronounce the name. And then CaptainDolphin. Myth, how are you doing today?
I'm decent. I'm decent. Back with the original Cronyism crew
Yep.
for how we got onto this show, so that's fun. Yeah,
And we got your face cam now too, which is pretty exciting.
we
Um,
do indeed. Yes, I have blue eyes. It shows up way too much in Discord.
and we've got Captain Dolphin back as well. Dolphin, it's been a while since we've had you on one of the rankings things. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Just finished up my seventh semester at university, so one more.
Nice. Yep. Senior year. That's always a fun time. So, but yeah, we've got top 20 rankings, and I have to say before we start, this is probably the hardest one we've done yet. I know we've been a part of every single one of them. I hated how mine turned out. Like it looks disgusting. I don't know who to rank where, and I feel like there's been kind of a unanimous range for some of these teams in the past where it's like, oh yeah, this is an acceptable range to have these teams in. But even with those ranges, it's just this is a mess to decide who should be at some certain placements. So I know it's going to get exciting as we get into the top 10 and eventually to number one, which I'm sure will be a little bit contentious. But until then, let's start with the
I
honorable
wouldn't be
mentions.
surprised if the three of us have the top four in like completely different order.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't either, to be honest.
I haven't looked at your guys' ranks. I've looked at I've gotten a little bit of a sneak preview on some of the others. Of course, I don't want to spoil myself for this. But there's definitely going to be some mixed opinions. I've seen at least 3 different number one picks, and that's looking at 4 different lists, I think. So this is going to be
I
fun.
feel like there's probably 4 different schools of thought when it comes to number one,
Yeah. But before we
which
get
is fair
there,
enough.
we've got probably 2 hours worth of talking to do. So we'll start off. Dolphin, I'll have you go on your honorable mentions first. I'll go ahead and unveil those.
So I guess the two OCE teams I have. So I had wildcard on my list, right? Obviously, they just had a really good worlds, but I feel like this is more of a regression to the mean, and the fact that for me, wildcard is only getting to stay on the list when they're perfect in regionals, and now that they've lost, I'm dropping them down. So
All right.
they're coming down, but I'm not sold on Power yet, so I need to
Mhm.
see them do something more. If Power can do what Wildcard used to do, I'll put them back where Wildcard used to be. But for now, they're both kind of down, and I'll let Regionals 2 and 3 scrap for the number one seed, and then whoever's number one can come back up. But for now, it's undetermined, right?
Yeah.
And then I only had space for 3 MENA teams on here, and Sleeping did look really good in their semi, but I'm not gonna bet on them yet. So, because I really liked what I saw from Rock at Worlds, and then of course Twisted Minds and Falcons are in the whole new tier. They're both like, you know, up at the top. So, if you wanted to have Sleeping on the list, I wouldn't mind, and if you wanted to have Sleeping above Rock, I also wouldn't mind. But for now, I didn't have a ton of space down there.
Yeah. Yep. I know we started talking about number one a little bit earlier, but honestly, the 16 through 20 range was also the hardest it's ever been, in my opinion. At least hardest it's ever been from oh shoot, all of these teams could have a shot at this ranking, rather than like I need to throw someone in here at number 20. I know Myth has spun a wheel once for his number 20th pick, and that's how dire it can get some weeks. Not this week is what it felt like. But yeah, so I'm taking this means you've got no OCE teams in your top 20 then,
I do
which
not.
is this the first time that's been the case for you, or have you done that
It's actually.
before?
I could go look, but I, it might be.
Okay.
No, but I think I always had wild card. Because I was kind of. I mean, when they were dominating, they always deserved at least a
That's
top
fair.
20
Yeah.
spot.
Wildcard were always an easy team to just like when you like thinking, who else should be here?
Exactly.
Just
Spin the
wildcard.
wheel, who ends
Yeah,
up at
but they always have
19.
one of them team. Like it used to be OC2, but when they like reached and fell off, it just turned into wildcard. So
Yeah. Yep. All right, Myth. We'll go
Um,
ahead and jump into your honorable mentions right here. Take it away.
Oh, wait, why is this not lined up? Yeah, that's annoying. Well, I'll start from the bottom. Project Delta Cruise. I watched a regional, and I mean, it's kind of to be expected. They are worse with Kevin than they were with Sosa. I didn't think. I don't know, just like visibly, just a difference, like kind of just speed and mechanics and pace. I mean, they really are just like quite a lot slower, and I really don't think they're going to be able to replicate the magic they had last season on Luminosity slash Virtus Pro. So yeah, I mean, if they prove me wrong, fair enough, and they can come back in. But for now, they just sit down there. Gentle bench, I think Eugen, a lot of potential. Mitza, lots of potential. Radosin, we know, we kind of know what he can do at this point, but he can still be solid. I was surprised they didn't beat Novo. I thought they'd beat Novo, but hey, Novo were looks like they're better than we thought we were initially, or at least they overperformed. So yeah, Amethyst. I mean, they played really well against Furia. They were. I mean, I kind of feel like there's two schools of thought. On the one hand, yeah, they looked really good, and it's three promising Sam players. But on the other hand, for years now, there's just always been just a random Sam team, like a random Sam team of the week would just randomly take Furia to 7, which is happening for years now. So I don't know, it could just be that. And Rock, kind of similar to what Dolphin said. It's just, you can see there's no OCE teams here, so you can guess that at least one of them has made my list. I just feel like I have to rank the OC teams slightly higher than Rock based on what I've seen. So yeah, that's why they're here.
All right. Yeah, so that's how much did Rock end up dropping for you? They were at were they in your preseason rankings? Doesn't look like it. So
Did I?
I think you snuck in. I mean, Novo's a good call in there. You had Game Ward in there as well. Maybe a little bit is not good of a call. I know I'm not showing it on screen. I'm looking at it on the side.
When I was making the list, I just come off conversation with the biggest Astral Glazer I know, bro.
That's fair. That's fair. But
I feel like
yeah,
you always find a way to make it the picks that you made as someone else's fault. Oh, it was Shift Discord, bro. Shift Discord told me, bro.
Notice how whenever I'm right, it's on me, but notice how whenever I'm wrong, it's on someone else. I mean, if you really just think about it, and I'm just a genius. Like, I mean, I have to limit myself to stay like irrelevant with you mere mortals.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Honorable mentions. Honestly, it's been a while since I've looked at my list. I know generally how teams place, but I kind of forget who I brought up honorable mentions here. I've got Food Esports first, and then Amethyst and Power as well. So I know you guys touched on Amethyst and Power, so I'll do them first, just so we keep a little of that conversation going. Myth, you mentioned the Furia, always going to Game 7 with a random team. I can't remember. Did I have Amethyst ranked preseason? Let's double check that. No, I didn't, because I didn't actually know what their squad was going to be when I did that rankings. They hadn't announced it. But I had to give them the honorable mention. Gremio was 2/3 of that. So it was Klaus, Wisty, Suko, but then Klaus went with 3-point shooters, and then CRN comes in for Amethyst, and now they're in the Amethyst banner. So I really like that squad preseason. They were doing a lot of cool stuff in some of the SAM offseason tournaments, and I wanted to sneak them into this top 20 as well, considering how well they played Furia. But they're still behind the SAM 2 and 3 seats for me, and so I got to place them here. Power, obviously, good job for winning the regional. I'm not going to believe an OCE 2 seed yet. It's a great start. I'm curious to see what they do with the rest of the season, but yeah, not too much more to add from what Dolphin said on that. And then Food Esports. This is probably the one I feel worst about dropping out of my top 20. I really like these players, specifically Cheese and Sosa. I know, I've gone back and forth with Cheese a couple times on Twitter. Sosa seems like a great guy as well. Frosty obviously has a lot of potential, and I think them making the Copenhagen major was good. They had a very dire Swiss stage, but then they kind of regained from that by beating Gen.G, making top 6 through uppers. But then after that, it was just nothing. And so just because of the state of some of the teams that played over this weekend, they end up dropping out, despite the fact that they kind of performed as I expected. So maybe a little bit over with that Gen.G win, but if you ignore the Swiss stage. So yeah, they unfortunately just barely missed the cut. I feel bad about dropping them out, but unfortunately I just think there's 20 teams just slightly better than them. I normally don't do honorable mentions where I have the 21st ranked team. I would probably have Food ranked at 21st. So. All right.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I mean, they're coming up for me soon.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about maybe not all of these teams again. I'd be kind of surprised if we see Amethyst ranked, but actually, I don't know if I would. I could see Dolphin ranking Amethyst. Let's get to number 20, though, and maybe continue some of the conversations. Yeah, we got Food Esports. I'll go ahead and keep that transition rolling. Then, Dolphin, you want to talk to me about them?
Yeah, I mean, it does really suck for them to have to fly all the way out there just to get smashed by Shopify, who just happened to be in the lower bracket, in their path. Meanwhile, the other one, 100x35, getting lucky to make it into top 6 because of an easy bracket. But, what can you do? They looked okay. They did have their one good win against Gen.G. So that was pretty good. But I can't say that this team is like super impressing me yet, or super like I'm not super disappointed. This is like, fifth to sixth is like about most of us had them NA5, right? So, and they were probably fifth best in this regional right now. So yeah, not a ton to say there.
I mean, they're probably not fifth. I mean,
I'd
imagine
give them
they still have an
sixth,
LG over them.
but that's
Yeah,
just because
sixth.
yeah,
Yeah,
Redacted.
Yeah, NRG's still
Redacted.
above them, but they were fifth best in this regional.
Okay. Yeah, NRG was
Yeah, okay,
not
that's
one
fine.
of the fifth best teams in this regional.
That's fair.
So.
That's fair.
All right, yeah, I got to direct the conversation, don't I?
Oh my gosh, Team Secret 7? Whoa.
Okay, I'll talk about that then.
That's the big one. That's
-7 for Team Secret. This is where things got wonky. I kept pushing these guys down. I'm doing the rankings. I'm like, no, but this team maybe deserves to be above them, Like, but yeah, I got Team Secret down 7. And maybe that's harsh, but I'm not inspired. They obviously like lose out on the trade during the off season. You still got the duo of KV1 and Mata that did really well at LANs last year, but I think the headliner of that roster being Swift going to Furia, their coach going to Furia, and then I still expected them to be Sam too, and then you lose twice to MIBR, including a sweep. It's tough, I have MIBR above them. I already spoiled the fact that I have 3 Sam teams in here, so I will say that I have MIBR above them. Maybe that's a bit overreactionary, but it's like if it wasn't a 4-0, like it was a 4-0. Like, I don't know. It's difficult to see past that. I think these guys really needed the wake-up call, and thankfully they have a lot of time to work on stuff before the next regional comes around. But I dropped them pretty far here to number 20.
But I have a quick question.
This is pretty classic Martian. I think you are generally on the side of all the 10 people we have. I would say you're in the top 3 of people who react quickly to things versus people who.
That is fair.
And
I'm also probably in that.
Sometimes it works out for you, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how we all just play this game a little different.
Mm-hmm. I think.
But
I'm also in that top 3.
I'm letting you know right now. This is probably the biggest gap between any two teams on any two of our rankings that we're going to see today.
-7. I think so.
No, as in where you have them and where I have them.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, I'll be curious to see that then.
All right, I have just a quick question regarding Secret. Did you guys manage to catch the show match between them and... I know it's like a 4 thing, but I only managed to catch the finals. Did either of you manage to catch that?
I did not see that, no.
Okay.
I heard from you they were looking filthy, but...
Okay, to be fair, game 1, I was thinking, holy, region 1 was a fluke. They are out for vengeance, and then it was a 4-1. So, I mean, you got to win those, to be fair. But
yeah,
at the same time, I mean, I'll say it for my situation, but they did look better. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, they do like challenge Furia. I mean, they took them to 5 in the group stage, if I'm remembering correctly, and I don't think they're like too far behind them, like at least on the pitch. But I don't know. A loss to MIBR. I didn't rate MIBR the highest heading into the season.
Some losses you shouldn't be taking 100%. I agree with you.
Yeah. So.
I'll say my thoughts for when Furia comes up, Secret comes up for me rather.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's get your thoughts on the other side of the world, though. Let's go to Wildcard. You're the first one to have them on the rankings. Second one to bring them up today. They just barely squeak into your top 20.
Well, kind of on being like reactionary, I imagine I'm also probably in that top 3 for most reactionary. And the way I guess I'll get into my personal philosophy. I like to just give teams their flowers, As in, if a team does well for a week, then I feel like were they in that form a top 20 team of the week or worthy of getting a HM or whatever. I mean, that's just that's kind of how I think about it. I mean, that's not 100% how I feel about it, but I'm all I gave them a lot of flowers for that World's performance. Like, I mean, it was against 2025, second half of 2025 Furia, and a mid-looking Dignitas, so... But hey, to be fair, despite being a 4-1, they played a decent series against Falcons, and... Well, the Geekay series was kind of a blowout, but, fair enough. The Geekay are cold. But yeah, I just feel like, I kind of feel like... I mean, I don't want to spoil it for another team coming up, but I kind of feel like they may be usurped. I know this is the regional watch. It was just kind of a banana head carry job. Like Torsos. I mean, I know people have been saying Torsos needs to be gone from this team since they've had Anthis on the roster. But
Yeah. Oh my
you
gosh.
know, it was a poor series with Socials, and Fever was kind of mid. It was kind of just a banana head show. But yeah, I do not have this team making the first line. If they do, fair enough. And I feel like one thing I'm just gonna say right now, the fact that the break is so long, that any top team that's underperformed, I know there's a big one we're all thinking of. The break is going to be so good.
It helps.
For those teams.
It helps.
Yeah, that break is so massive.
Yep.
And so I think it can definitely be OC1, but I'm not. I'm actually betting against it.
All right.
So yeah, they're down to 20,
All right.
which is.
I'll be curious about what might be coming up at 19th then, because if we're potentially staying in the same region, I'm not sure. We are. Myth, I'll have you go ahead and keep talking. You got Power just right above them. So.
Power, I was really impressed. I think this is going to be the team who take it down. Wildcard, fun little fact for you now. Power as an org have rebuilt around Gus 3 separate times now. I think it's technically they dropped him all 3 times. So if you go to the Liquipedia page, it will just say power sign scrub Gus Shores, power drop scrub Gus Shores, power sign Caleb Luna Gus, power drop Caleb Luna Gus into power sign Ziplocky Fiber Gus.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's it.
Hopefully it sticks this time. Third time's the charm, apparently.
Yes. Yeah, I thought they looked really good. They look kind of. I mean, there was still a bit of OCE-ism in there. It's strange because they had more OCE-ism in them than I think Wildcard did. I feel like the lack of OCE-ism has been a reason why Wildcard have been doing well internationally. As in, they don't look like a traditional OCE team in a lot of aspects, in my opinion. But yeah, I feel like Wildcard, they're more of a traditional OCE team, but they're a good traditional OCE team. Mm-hmm. And that's just kind of all I have to say on them.
Dolphin, let's run this. It's suddenly just you and me. We're solo potting.
Okay. No worries.
Yeah, we'll stay in the general time zone area. Project De La Cruz at 19, Apex rep. Talk to me about them. What you saw this last weekend.
So unfortunately, I am a busy guy, and I don't get. I watch the EU regional, I watch the NA regional, I watch NA Swiss, I watch EU Swiss, I watch a little bit of SAM. That's about it. So Myth was like, oh, they looked really bad, which is not a great look for me because I was thinking, oh, well, they won, so I'm gonna leave them.
Okay.
That was all. It was pretty low amount of brain cells thinking here. I was just thinking,
yeah.
I had them here on the promise that they were gonna win. They did the winning. That was it.
Okay.
So,
okay. And I mean,
I've just been happy with this trio. I mean, they had a good Worlds for their expectation. They had a good Worlds. They had multiple wins against old wildcard last year. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that one lost to Foot. Everybody was. I feel like that was kind of a fluke.
Yeah.
At Esports World Cup.
EWC. Yeah. That was weird.
So I'm happy to just let this team sit at this kind of lower spot because they did what I wanted, which is win.
That's fair. Yeah, and it's. I mean, you can say they look bad, they look good, right? But at the end of the day, it's also you've got it's not always the easiest to tell the differences between APAC level gameplay. They're competing against a team. Maybe that team's better than we thought. Maybe it's they're putting them under pressure, that kind of thing. So I can definitely understand relying on the international results that we've seen to kind of guide some of the rankings still, even if not being oh yeah, this team looked really bad, even though they were a top 12 team in the world, so I'm going to drop them super far. So definitely get that perspective. Yeah. I'll close this out on MIBR, which I have one spot above Team Secret. And I didn't move them because of this, but it felt weird that they overperformed my expectations, and I was really contemplating putting them with 0 movement and staying at number 20. Just that concept to me was oh, they beat Secret twice, who I had at 13 before this, and I'm not going to move them up in my rankings in the slightest. But honestly, the way it worked out, they just, Secret dropped far enough down for me that it became a head-to-head problem, and since the head-to-head happened twice, including a sweep, it's okay, I'll give MIBR that, ranking over Team Secret. It was really more, and I couldn't say this much with Team Secret when I had only unveiled them, but it was really just Secret being oh, no, these guys had a much better weekend. I got to have them above Secret. Nope, I got to have them above Secret too. No, I think they should still be above Secret. dropping them so far that it's like, oh, well, looks like it's comparing MIBR and Secrets head to head.
You wanted to time yourself all the way down 7 spots.
Exactly. I'm like the college football playoff committee where they like slowly built Miami up and up and up, and suddenly it's like, oh, Miami and Notre Dame are right next to each other. We should probably pay attention to that head to head. So, yeah, that's basically kind of what I did, but I didn't wait until the last week of the rankings to do it. So, that's my thoughts on SAM 2 and SAM 3. Let's go ahead, jump to number 18.
MIBR is officially your SAM 2. That's
Yes. At least as of this moment.
To me, I disagree. I say that's an overreaction, but
Okay. As of this
you're
moment,
allowed
they
to
Do you
are.
think they're
agree
making
that.
You have a making major?
Yeah, on the
Honestly,
record now.
honestly, as of now, yeah. As of now, I think I would have them over Secret. I think Secret have a lot to fix. So, but maybe I'm also just delusionally hoping that Amethyst sneaks that spot, truthfully. But I can't like predict them.
I recommend peeking that show match because
I think none of us are going to have them on here, so while we have the opportunity to talk about Sam some more, what the hell happened to Alix?
Yeah.
They all just died.
So we
The
all, we were
org,
all
did it
thinking
ever
this could be
exist?
Sam 3. We were all thinking this team could be Sam 3. They came in, they did terrible in the original, and then they got dropped.
They didn't get dropped. They didn't get paid.
The org
The org,
also
like,
just
the
disappeared.
org like had no money or something?
Yeah, no, it was another
Yeah.
Sam Bubble org situation.
Yeah. So that was a whole thing of drama. That kind of sucked.
Yep.
But I can't believe they didn't even make top 8, man.
Oh wait, who did they even lose
was
to? I forgot they didn't make top 8.
Emerald? Who was Emerald?
Loki, I wasn't locked in on.
Emerald, that's not even Amethyst. That's the wrong gemstone.
They
Oh,
lost to
Kaio
Nachoski,
soft
Ruse,
retired,
and
by
Nugget.
the way.
Nugget
Kinda
from
tired, but-
Nugget from
Nugget
SSA.
beat them? Oh dear goodness.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well, they were a
They're
bit
gone.
too far for me to even consider doing in my rankings, clearly. So let's
Oh my
run number
God.
18.
sure.
All right, we got some
I
wild
really
card.
hate this new
double-
way Wikipedia
yes.
displays rosters, by the way.
Yeah, you hate the new way that Wikipedia displays rosters?
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to click show rosters. It's kind of annoying.
Interesting.
It's
That's
so annoying. It's so I prefer the old one was so much better.
Huh.
The old
I
one
like
was so
the old
much
way.
better. We actually need to petition for this. I was like, fine. Why do they bother changing it?
I think you guys are like on the opposite end of this.
Half the time.
I've heard like a lot of positive.
What?
You know, yeah, I've heard a lot of positive reactions to
There's
this.
no way people actually like this, bro. This is this is not what God intended when He designed the human race, bro.
All right, let's
Shad,
get away
let's go.
let's get away from the
Kai's
ADHD tangent
self-retired.
and get back into wild card. I've got them still at number 18.
Okay.
So this is the highest, but at least out of us three, I haven't looked at everyone's list fully, so I have no idea if this is the highest on our entire board or not. But I also had them the highest, or at least tied for the highest preseason. So they dropped 6. It's really just their top 6 at Worlds that hangs them on this far. If they lose again, they're probably out of the top 20, and it depends on how comfortable Power is winning. If they were to jump into the top 20, but OCE is on
It could be
life
someone else
support.
winning.
So-
We've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen in OC.
We have. I mean, and I'm also not ignoring the loss that they took to CBB, which I'm forgetting what that acronym stands for. It's something wild and fun, but I just don't know it off the top of my head. But they took that loss in Swiss as well. That didn't end up panning out. into
Canterbury
much.
Bankstown Bulldogs.
Right. Yes. That that squad.
Kaka, Hunter Kayla. That's Hunter Kayla. They're
I mean,
probably OC3, so that's better enough.
Their names in OCE, but it's I still would expect better from a team that has won 10 out of the last 12 and made top 6 at Worlds. So, I mean, yes, and it's a Swiss loss.
But Wildcard did
like-
win back 3-0 in the group stage.
Yes, okay, so they get the revenge. So it's not the end of the world, but I'm also not
And I
completely
think
ignoring.
Swiss results are the least important by far.
Right, you guys just
I've
don't
always
care
thought
about
Swiss-
Swiss in the
Swiss-
slightest.
You
Still
guys
think
like
Swiss
Swiss
results.
more than me. I don't mind it.
I'm a Chiefs
Vitality
fan. I
dropped
don't
a
know.
Swiss
No,
result like
I'm-
a year ago, and everyone was like, "Vitality must be so bad now." I was like, "No, they're not that. It's not like that."
No, it was just. I mean, let's review that statement though. How did Vitality do after dropping out the game in Swiss? How many wins did they take
I think
in
they still beat
regionals
them
after
in the
dropping a
LAN,
series in
so-
Swiss?
Nah, I
They
have
made
some
top
things
four
to
at
say
the
about
LAN,
Vitality.
so
I'll
it's
save it. I'll say it for my actual section on them. I have some thoughts. I've seen some things. I've been informed on some underground secrets about this season of Vitality and last season of Vitality. I'm willing to share when we get
Okay.
there. We'll
Okay.
get there.
We'll get to Vitality.
Is this just another one of your weird conspiracies? You're smiling like yes.
It definitely is. All right, I'll close this out on wild card though.
Sure.
Yeah, they're on death's door. OCE needs some help. They got to win this next
Get Razir's
regional.
back.
No, do not get Razir's back. They need to win this next regional to stay in the top 20. And unless like
No
Power ends up blowing out Wildcard, it's yeah. You almost start to feel like it might have been justified to lose the second spot, which is difficult to say.
I had a random.
Here we are.
Sorry. I had a random
No, I
thought.
agree.
Like, sorry, whilst putting on wildcard, what happens if a person? Because can we all confess that when it is finally time to make a move, it should be Torsos who goes?
I've said Torsos for 3 years. I said every.
I don't think you
window
need to
is saying
convince
Torsos.
us.
I was angry when they kicked Amphis and not Torsos. I was like, bro, what we doing?
Yes,
And
I
then
said.
they-
What is this? Amphis is
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I was
Anyway.
thinking, what happens? What if a person finally replace Torsos as Sphinx? Like he's local to the area, as in, it's like close enough. I think you could actually get a playable. I know it screws over APAC as a region, but what if it's Sphinx? Replace Torsos.
Is that a better team? You're using an import spot on Sphinx. Is that a better team than what Sphinx can build in APAC?
I mean, he's limited to one. I mean, he has probably the second best.
Fever Banana Head
second
Sphinx is
or-
definitely better than anything you can build in APAC. Yes.
Fever, Banana Head, and Sphinx is better than Sphinx,
I mean,
Anything
Catalysm,
you can build
and
in APAC.
okay. I mean,
I guess the best,
Yes.
second best player in APAC is probably Maxu. Second best native is probably Maxu.
no, it's probably Kevin. Sphinx
Well,
probably
that's-
had his choice,
It's.
unless it's just
I mean, yeah,
completely a
probably.
friendship region. But
I mean, unless they can get some god tier import for no reason at all, then yeah, wildcard is probably better.
interesting. Okay,
That could be cold. I was thinking that could be so much fun.
could be
Okay.
fun.
Interesting theory.
All right, let's jump into Man City though. Dolphin, I'll
wanna go
have you
first,
talk.
or you want me to go first?
I'll have
You
you go
want me
first
Okay.
on that.
Sure.
Zero movement for
You know,
you.
really looked like they had it series in the bag, up 3-0, right? We're all sitting there like, okay, this is routine for these guys. You know, they're looking so good in the preseason. They're gonna make a top 4, and then it all fell apart so fast. So that was really, really unfortunate. I didn't move them any down for it because I think maybe I had them a little bit too low to begin with. Like I probably maybe could have been at 14 and then moved down to 18, but it's fine that they're staying, I guess. Yeah. Just mostly that loss is really tough. I don't really think any of the other matches that they played over the weekend were that important.
Okay, over this weekend, or
Right.
well, I mean, they only had one on this weekend, or whatever
I
weekend
guess
it
they
was.
had a gentle bench. They had a gentle bench win in groups,
Okay,
which is all right.
yeah, and they got to play them close award against Carmine Core,
and
so.
then they got to play them close to word against Carmine Corp.
But so did like
Okay.
everyone. So
But I don't know. You have them. They could be higher, but again, like I have some other teams moving less. Team Secret is still up there somewhere for me, so you know I still have faith in those guys.
all right,
So this is just a team that I'm letting them sit.
yeah,
It wasn't Man City who played in close. It was Novo who played KC close.
It was both of them, actually.
No,
Oh
it was
shit!
Man-
Yes, in bracket. Oh
Yep.
yeah, I'm dumb.
No, you're good, you're
It's
good.
really funny looking at the Liquipedia because it's 2 games 1 bruv against Carmine Corp, and then they got signed.
yep.
So then they're Man
No,
City,
no,
but
no,
it's, like,
the
really
funniest
weird 'cause it
one.
looks
The
like where they
funniest
come
one
from.
is. The funniest one is if you want to check the regional, the phase signed to Peeps, literally because they signed them midway through the group, so it's just Peeps.
Oh,
not Peeps, not when
right.
it's phase, like midway through. Yeah, it's kind of funny to like look at, to be honest. You're just thinking, who the fuck are these guys? Anyway, my thoughts on Man City. Never doubt a Chronic when he's 3-0 down against a Noah coach team that both teams have blue logos. Yet the fact that they're both blue forces the other team onto orange whilst the Chronic's team stays on blue. Never doubt him. Never doubt him.
That's
It's
very
all- it's
specific.
every single time he's reverse sweeped them. Never doubt him. Yeah, I kind of felt that. I don't want to brag. I felt that reverse sweep coming. I think
I
I've
don't
received
think
some
so.
shifts somewhere to prove it.
I didn't feel it coming. I was happy it happened. I predicted the 4-3 Novo,
Yeah.
which I knew was against the grain, but I don't know. It wasn't feeling
I had
reverse
Man
sweep
City.
until 5.
Okay, to be honest, I am. I thought they were a bit over it coming into the season. I thought, maybe they're just an LCQ peak. I mean, we saw a lot of random teams featuring LCQ. I mean, we saw.
Could
That's
not
too bright
see
for me
that.
to see anything.
Oh, is
dog.
this the dude with the?
It's the picture of the guy with a conspiracy theory
Yes.
board. That's
Yep.
what Myth sounds like to me when he's talking about teams
Yeah,
with
no,
blue logos.
I might go grab my tinfoil and see what I can do with that.
Oh gosh.
I'll send it to you, and you can edit it in later.
Yes, well, I'll just sit still so it's not easy to edit. So yeah, I feel like I was very unimpressed by HB. He's 22 years old. First LAN. What are we doing, Hank? Like, get back to the nursing home.
HB is 22? I didn't realize that. Wow.
Yeah, he's 22. First LAN at 22.
That's normally North America's thing.
Hey, Speed could make his first LAN at what, 24?
Speed? Okay, listen, I hear that, but Speed has won a LAN. It just wasn't an RLCS LAN.
RLCS LAN.
Yeah, but he still won a LAN.
2001. 2001. Wait, if he qualifies for the next LAN, he would be 25.
Speed was born in 2001? I thought Speed was older than me, man. What the heck?
Right?
I'm just way too
old. He always
old.
plays like the on SSA, guys. He was like 25 when he made a skill steal, I think it was.
Yeah, but that's SSA.
Maybe happened. Yeah, fair.
So.
Yeah, Manti, I think HB might need to go. He's quite old.
It's been one event. Yeah, HB, get him out of here.
No. Very cool team. Acro, Baller. Tempo, Baller.
Yeah.
HB on the team before 2 days, 1 bruv. He was getting carried by Growly and Mike Boy, bro. It's fucking over, bro. Retire. Let some like new talent in, Bob.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I was just unimpressed.
Yeah, I actually do a little bit agree. Acro, Tempo, +1 could be nasty.
Yeah. I mean,
like, honestly,
they're the clear best 2 players on the roster.
Like Nico. You might want to poach Nico so you can keep the
full Danish roster.
Nation.
Full Danish roster.
No,
oh wait, no, HB's Danish. No,
HB. He's washed. He's 22 years old.
I forgot the dash. That's on me. It would still be 2 Danes.
This is why you lost the fantasy, because you were not a good GM.
All right, that's
good GMs, bro. You tried to draft my player.
I won with a 10-point lead over last place. You got destroyed in our final match. You made your first kill as I had the big toe with the assist. And look who won. You, or was it me? It was me. So sit down and listen to a true GM talk. Thank you.
All right, let's keep moving.
Let's go to number 17. I knew it was going to be bad when we let Myth win the fantasy thing. I didn't know if it was going to be this bad. Double Rock Food Esports.
Like, oh, thank you guys. Like, I'm very glad that I won this. I think
Belair winning would probably be the most ethical win.
You've been a very humble winner, Martian. You've been very.
Yeah, well, I can't brag too much about winning a game I invented. That's a little lame.
He breaks it, bro. He edits the footage later. He uses. Did you know Martin actually uses ChatGPT to fake RLCS so he can add more results than he had more stats to his players? That's a real thing he does.
Yeah. If I'm using ChatGPT to fix RLCS,
fake RLCS footage,
and I'm making SSG this bad the entire time. Listen to that theory one more time.
No, you got to keep it realistic. It's like doing that is just to keep it realistic. Shortly.
All right, let's stay on topic. We've got a food sandwich here. Myth, talk to me.
Yeah.
You've got food the highest actually at number 17 still. So.
Low-key looking back, I don't know why I have them. But like maybe Gen.G and.
Okay.
Low-key.
This is undefendable. Is what we're getting.
All right. So this is why they should all retire on the spot. No, I'm kidding. But Sosa might have to. I can't lie. I was very unimpressed. Like, she's in Frosty, they're cold. But Sosa,
Yeah,
like,
actually,
I mean, you cannot be getting onto top teams just because you to farm APAC, bro. You cannot be getting onto top teams just because you farmed it. But like, do you see
Myth's gonna get my Sosa interview dream shattered.
So.
All right, since we don't have a defense for Foot at number 17, let's just get into RLEsports a little bit.
Well, while we got put here, one point I want to do make. I know I already had them. Frosty was going so crazy.
Yeah.
Frosty's a good player when he plays well.
Any harder. He couldn't have 1v3'd any harder. I actually didn't know. I didn't know his game. I wasn't familiar, but he was clipping. He was doing everything on assists. He was doing everything up front. He was doing so much all over the field.
Dude, what did he end with? Like 4.4 saves per game at Copenhagen?
He was doing something.
Yes, something like that. Something unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, good job.
I do want to say, if Redacted don't have a team by split 2, I feel like maybe you just, if your Foot just signed a Redacted, like 2-piece and tall.
I think Dignitas should sign Redacted.
Ooh. I can't have it have bums of a bum team, so like maybe.
Either way.
I mean, what if it's TSM? Could be TSM. But I saw a
TSM
rumor
needs
that
to
TSM
sign an
signing
org. They're just kind of chilling with a decal for no reason right
signing an
now.
org. I saw
Whatever.
that they might be signing Magnifico, and I'd actually cry, bro. That beautiful ass decal wasted on Tox. I'd be in tears. I'd be devastated, dog.
All right,
That decal
moving
is
on.
so fast, and we're waiting it on Talk, bro. But firstly, we could look like a tungsten cube, bro. It'd be tragic.
What are we talking about, man?
Worst drinking game of all time would be to take a shot every time I have to say moving on during this pod. You're already dead, probably. But let's get into RLEsports. I'll start talking about them. But Dolphin, you got them in the same spot. I reacted a little bit more. I just have them moving -3. You had them -2. But obviously not the best outing in MENA, but you're also just not gonna win against two of the teams there. So it's just, try to dodge. They got swept by Falcons in that semifinal, and really the reason they drop a little bit lower is they lose to Sleeping in the groups, who I know had a pretty good event, but I can't drop them. I feel like last year it was kind of this pattern of like always dropping like, a MENA 3 team is like, oh, maybe they're at like 18, maybe they're at 20, maybe they don't make the rankings this week, that kind of thing, and they were kind of rotating. But since Rock actually performed pretty well at Worlds, I still want to have the respect for that 3, maybe 4 seed in MENA, but we're not going to get to see the 3-4 seed in MENA stack up internationally. So it's difficult to keep an eye on them and see exactly how they're going to be competing when it's such a top heavy region. But until then, you got to respect what they did at Worlds and keep them on the top 20, in my opinion. So, Dolphin, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree totally with that. Two teams that I think is really interesting to look at here, I think, is Wildcard and Rock. When I'm looking at Wildcard, I'm looking at that result, I'm saying that's never going to happen ever again.
Okay.
But I'm looking at what Rock did, and I'm saying, I think, like, you run Worlds 100 times, and they make it into top 16, like, 80% of those times. That looked so routine for them. Those 3-0s, that was bang, bang. Like, I know that Wildcard had 3-0s too, but I don't know. They didn't feel the same to me. Like,
they're more fluky. It's more unexpected,
Yeah. So this is like, for sure they're a pretty serious team, and they did get smashed by Sleeping. Or no, I mean they got smashed by Falcons in semis, right?
Yeah.
And was Sleeping close? Let me look.
I can't. It was in groups. I thought it might be a 3-0, but I might be misremembering that.
Yeah, 3-0. Yeah.
Okay.
So they actually got smashed by basically everybody.
Basically,
who was competitive, but I still am a believer. I'm not gonna react too quickly. If I see Sleeping do better than them again, then I'll be ready to move Sleeping into my top 20 and Rock maybe out. But for now, I'm looking at that Worlds result, and I'm saying if they're still making top 4, I'm happy to keep them where they are.
That's fair.
And I mean, they moved down a little bit. But just because other teams did better, not specifically because they were disappointing to me.
Yeah. And it's like, if you also flash back to second split last year, it's like in half of the events, Rock was getting beat by anybody who was supposed to be competitive against them, and
Rock
they still
was doing
did.
way worse.
And
so
yeah,
I'm still happy to see them top 4 here.
Yep, and they still did like what they did at Worlds. So it's
Yes. Yep.
Maybe it's just time to actually start respecting MENA 3 and 4.
And they got smashed by everybody who was really good, but that's okay.
Yeah. Speaking of MENA 3 and 4, I'm gonna go ahead and keep talking about Sleeping. I don't know why these guys are lowercase. That was probably Pyro fixing that for me. But I got Sleeping one above RLEsports because I had to move them in as well. They went 1-1 this event. They scored off in the Swiss stage, and Sleeping ended up winning that one. Or no, Rock ended up winning in the Swiss stage 3-1. In the group stage, it was 3-0 to Sleeping. So wanted to give them the respect for that, and obviously the play them close award against Twisted Minds. I was like tempted to be, maybe this is just moving Rock down. I don't know how much I want to believe in Sleeping. I know they, their core has been pretty solid over the course of the last year in MENA, but then I'm watching that series and Mamet is like slotting shots against Twisted Minds. Like, that was a fun watch, honestly. And, props for Twisted Minds for coming out on top of that series, because Sleeping was actually looking pretty competitive there. I know Twisted Minds is supposed to be favored in winning that, like, every single day of the week, but the fact that it didn't necessarily feel like, oh, Twisted Minds is playing bad, it was, oh, wow, Sleeping's really taking it to these guys. Excited to see them move up there, and I had to give them the respect to move them up to 16. If they were at the World Championship instead of Rock, I could very easily see them doing the exact same thing. And so that's why they end up moving into this rankings. So let's go over to, before we get back to Europe, ask Myth. You got MIBR here at 16, moving up into the rankings for the first time, and it's, I mean, definitely higher than I've got them. Talk to me about what you saw this last. I'm just gonna say this last weekend as referring to the last event. So talk to me about this last weekend.
Loki, you had a lot more positive things to say than you have no idea. I do not know how I don't know how I had, like, you just seem to be saying nicer things about these teams. Like, Foot, you have said nicer things about me, even though you don't even have the top 20. I have 17.
I'm just
I guess.
way more of an optimist than you, I guess. I look on the bright side of things.
I'm very I'm just a realistic person. Notice how nothing I've ever said is wrong. Anyway, MIBR. What have I just seen, Mr. Dolphin?
Thumbs down, man. That was the most tame reaction he could have given you to that.
What have I just seen? Alright, we're going to be having words later. Anyway, MIBR. You may have realised that based on the fact I probably do have a certain team on my list, but despite MIBR beating this certain team twice, but I have this team.
We can just say Team Secret. We can just say Team Secret. We know the team.
Nah,
team. They haven't come up for me either, so.
Bro, it's a secret. It's a secret. I mean, it's meant to be a secret.
All right.
On what this team is, bro. Anyway, I think is just that show match. Secret, like the secret team looked quite good. Who are just referring to a secret?
One loss.
Oh, it's against Fury. Come on.
It was not an RLCS match. Like, I'm not even.
You were a
thinking about
Vitality
this
fan
at
last
all.
season. You were a Vitality fan last season. What are you doing telling me that, like, unclose results on paper? Well, why are you defending, like, the Aura lost to KC regional?
You're defending a show match, my guy.
Yeah. What are we talking about? Those are not the same.
You know, it's actually more valid than RLCS if you think about it, really, because, like, they wouldn't be tired from playing all those bad teams. If you really think about it, maybe Drafina is just a tired person.
That might be the worst thing you've ever said.
I think it was like 2 minutes ago where he said he was never
actually,
wrong.
I think I might be the lion. I think you might be the monkey.
All right.
I'm loving the secret team because I feel like on paper every player on MIBR is worse than every player on Secret. I mean, I actually can go back and forth between. I don't know who we consider Secret's worst player. Probably Neo.
Who is Secret's worst player?
I think he's probably better than Razebill, who's probably an MIBR's best player, ironically enough. So yeah, that's just all I have to say on them.
All right.
Oh, that section took way too long.
No, we're good. All right, and then jumping over to Europe, Dolphin, talk to me about Novo. You got them above Man City by 2 spots, so and new to your rankings this week.
Yes. I don't want to react too much by putting them anywhere like, you know. You could say that they're up there in 11 to 12, which is, I think,
okay,
too far for me.
That's
but
fair.
I think
That's fair.
16. I'm happy with them here. I'm on the Nico train. It's good to see this finally paying off for them. A top 4. It was beautiful. It was actually beautiful to watch.
It was so fun. It was so fun.
Yeah. Was a little bit worried about that Redacted loss, but Redacted, I think, more was just actually looking really good in general. So I don't know. It's hard to say. The problem is if I'm seeing Novo against Nip or Gentlemates or Vitality, like any of them, I don't think Novo's winning. So for example, like in a rematch, if we put Gentlemates who didn't make top 4 against Novo in a lower semi to make top 4, I would taking Gentlemates for sure still.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of their preseason results and their LAN pedigree and all of those teams on there. So
yeah,
I can't have them too high, but I am very happy to see. I mean, you know, a top 4 is probably a slight overperformance. I think this could be a little bit like 100% from last year, where we saw them put up a top 4 early, beating Dignitas, and then coming back down and ended up missing Major. I think we could probably see something like that from them, which is unfortunate to say because I actually really like this team and I would love to see them there. Love to see new blood. Right?
Yeah.
But I can't say that they weren't splashing so hard that it's like they're now favorites. They're not favorites yet.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump into number 15. I'll keep us in Europe real quick. Actually, Myth is going to keep us in Europe because I see that Novo Esports pop up right now, and you got them 1 spot higher. So Myth, keep talking about Novo for us.
Well, I mean, Great Chronic, Played really well. I mean, Sharon, I know Nico National, but he was. I it's between him and a Chronic for weakest player on the team. I feel like Geek was definitely the standout. Geek. How do we pronounce it again?
I think Juke.
I don't know. Juke?
Juke. Yeah. Like Juke. Like when you're
Hmm?
juking someone out.
Like Nissan Juke.
Duke. Yeah, I know what we're talking
I think.
about. How are we
I don't know.
getting
I
that?
should have
It's
asked.
one
Juke. Whatever. However you pronounce it.
Duke.
It's not important. It's not that important.
Americans are so weird. Geek. And yeah, they're good. I feel like I kind of agree. They're probably. I'd love to see a Chronic at another LAN. Don't get me wrong, but I'd probably say it's more likely than not. But vice versa of that. I just think doesn't fluff.
Less likely than not.
Yes, thank you, Dolphin.
Got you.
That they don't make the first major.
That's more likely.
Yeah, let's not even not don't make the first major. Yeah, I kind of have to say. I think they have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Reverse sweep, very cool to see. I confess, a lot of these I did not catch the first half of the brackets of. The first series I caught of bracket stage was SSG Vitality. I kind of missed that a lot. I kind of missed Redacted's whole thing. But yeah, I confess I have not watched their game against Redacted, but I mean it was close-ish from Liquipedia watching it. It was a blowout game.
It didn't feel
really,
close watching it. Sitting there did not.
Okay, well, I'll trust you on that, and it was not close. They were awful for never doing anything. Moving on.
All right, Man City. I'll talk about them and the team that Novo ended up reverse sweep, the team that Novo ended up reverse sweeping. I had these guys 17th preseason. They were Leost back then, and now they're, past the 2 days, 1 bro phase. Finally got signed by Man City, so props to them for that. It was looking really good throughout most of the regional. I mean, I know you guys don't care about Swiss results, but I think it means a little bit of something, especially to the Man City guys, that they end up beating Gentlemates in that Swiss stage. They go 3-1. They run through the upper part of the bracket. I'm blanking on who they beat to get there. I think it was Magnifico, but I just...
Gentle-Bench and Magnifico. So that's actually 2 top 8 teams, which is
Gentle-Bench and Magnifico. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I don't have either. Spoiler, I don't have either of them on my rankings, obviously.
Nope.
But they're also not the easiest teams to beat, in fairness to them. So props to them for that. Playing Carmine-Core close. And then I think if they end up representing Europe and they beat Novo there, it's like, oh, these guys are shooting way up in the rankings, especially given their offseason pedigree. But they do just barely lose out on that because of that reverse sweep. I think them versus Novo could be a fun rivalry as we continue in this year. We saw them face off twice now, kind of, if you include the LCQ. And both times it's gone to the Novo/BDS core. But they move up because they're continuing to impress based on their offseason form. And it's good to see it in the RLCS now as well. So, and then Dolphin, I'll have you close us out on our thoughts about MIBR. You got them the highest out of us, and I'm assuming Sam 3 because I know Secret's pretty high as well.
Yeah, they are. So I think we've all thought about this a little bit differently. For me, when I'm seeing MIBR doing good, I'm not thinking that Secret is too much worse. I have Secret moving slightly down, but I have more respecting for MIBR, and I'm saying, wow, like, I think that these guys are pretty good. Yes, they're up 2-0 right now. I don't think that that's going to be how it's going to stay throughout the split. I think whenever I'm writing these, I'm hoping that they are going to, age well through regionals 2 and 3. Like, I want to be able to say, yeah, I look back at this after regional 3, and we've got all the teams qualified for the major, and all the teams qualified are in the order that I put them in after 1 regional.
Okay.
So I'm still thinking it's going to be Secret for now. And these 2 are pretty close. They look good. They performed very admirably. A finals is definitely where you would want them to. I mean, you can't expect them to win that, right? It's King Fury is still the king, so that's okay. Yeah. Second place is a good place to be, but I think second place in Sam is a little bit like 4th place in EU, where I'm thinking Novo is not safe, and I'm thinking MIBR is also not safe.
Yeah.
Even though they're in a LAN qualifying seat currently.
All right. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. We'll obviously have to see. I mean, have the different opinion than you guys.
Sure.
in terms of like which one I rate higher, but I'm also like kind of secretly hoping Amethyst sneaks in there. I just can't rate him yet because we haven't seen it on the pitch. So
Yeah, it could be any of those three.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm really, it's hard to call. So
Yep. All right, jumping to number 14. We've got I've got Novo, and then we got a
Hey!
double team secret. So I'll start us off and finish
Hey.
our thoughts on Novo. We got a 16, a 15, and a 14 with them. And then we'll close out some thoughts on Team Secret in a bit. With Novo, though, I got a one spot above Man City. You know, you can take the head-to-head there. They're new to my rankings, and genuinely, like, this is probably my biggest miss from my preseason rankings because I was, you know, I think we saw how much Two Danes One Bruv elevated through the offseason. It's like, okay, they're making the event in France. They're, you know, they beat Gentlemates, which I think got them a lot of pedigree. And in hindsight, that's not looking as quality of a win as it did back then. In that French Coupe de France, of course. But there was a lot of hype with this Two Danes One Bruv, Man City, Leos roster. And the entire time, I just, you know, was focused on that and forgot that, you know, Team BDS had this team on lock during that LCQ. They shut them down. It was 4-0. It wasn't close. And since then, it's like you've still got 2/3 of that Nico Juke core. You add a Chronic, who I still rate pretty highly. And it's, you know, it's Nova versus Man City again. We get that matchup in Copenhagen to make top 4. And heading into it, it's like, I'm glad I realized it and added it for the predictions, but it's like, you know, I've been kind of forgetting the fact that Novo's been here and has better results more historically. Like, it's not necessarily, I can't remember if they tried to go through qualifiers, but it's not necessarily their fault that, you know, Two Danes One Bruv played more during the offseason, so they had more eyes on them and people were hyping them up. Like, do respect Nova for coming out, finishing the job again. I'm going to be honest, after game 3, I didn't believe it was not looking good. They were getting outscored 7-0, and I was like, "Oh boy, this take's gonna age terribly."
It looked so over.
It looks so over.
I mean, the reverse sweeps always look over, but sometimes it's like
it's so over, you know.
Close, and then there's
sometimes
like
you just know the sometimes you just like I'd say BDS versus KC from like Regional 1 of 2024. That was kind of just you kind of know that's coming. A lot of the ones where it's like well, it's like somehow like a team, like it would be a crazy upset if you can. Oh my god, this worst team is pulling this crazy sweep over this better team, and then it's reverse sweeping. Like
that one you see coming.
Like
but that's
Oxygen versus Space Station Winter Regional 2, 2022.
Yeah, I never see that coming.
It was like that felt like it was looming.
Yeah,
it was looming in the sky.
This one, and ironically enough, I watched this series ahead of Copenhagen to kind of like get in the mindset of like, oh, there's RLCS later today. I rewatched that Raleigh series of Twisted Minds versus KC, and so the minute Novo starts pulling games back, I'm like, oh, here we go, and then they close it out in game 7, and it was honestly like so happy because obviously I like this team as well, and so was cool to see them pull out the upset, get to represent Europe on the stage. So yeah, they end up at 14th. They take the loss to Redacted. Dolphin said it didn't look close. I caught the highlights of that. I wasn't able to watch it live or anything, but I mean, Redacted was just kind of scoring nonstop that series. Juke had a really good game 1 where he put up several goals, but other than that, it felt like Redacted series, and they kind of owned it. So this clump of like 12 to 15, I really looked at their resumes and compared them against each other for where I ranked them, and Novo slots in as the 3rd team in that list.
Yeah.
All right, and then
you want to talk first?
I mean, you talked first last time I had a tie, so I guess I can talk first. Secret, they underperformed. Naturally, the Random Sam Showmatch World Championship, they actually did kind of well in, so you have to respect them there. Sorry, rough throat. I still feel like KV1 and Motto. I'd probably rank them as the 2nd and 3rd best players in Sam. I mean, I know all of Fury were rough, let's be honest now. I mean, you can make argument that maybe Lost was better than KV1, but that's kind of splitting hairs. You know, Motto, I think, was 2nd best. KV1 was at worst 4th. And I'm aware, you know, that's kind of due to Fury's different form, but I still think they're really good. I still think they should make Major 1. I'd be surprised if they don't. If not, then I don't even know what you do if you don't. Maybe you try and get Amethyst, or maybe you try and poach Diaz, but I think Diaz would probably stick with SG.
You're not poaching Diaz. I'm sorry, you're not. I don't even say that from a biased perspective.
He's not gonna leave.
You're
man.
not
Why would
poaching
he leave?
Diaz.
He's looking. He's happy, man.
Yeah, Team Secret is not competing with SSG. Listen, I know SSG isn't competing with Carmine-Core for salaries.
Team Secret are a much bigger org than SSG, bro.
Yeah, but do they care?
It's not about the org size. It's about like the chance.
Dolphin, hold up.
These kids are more concerned with like what they're doing at the like land.
Some of them are. Some of them are. Some of them are also concerned about the money, which you know what, respect. But
I feel like DS goes
you're making more money as Sam number 2 than you are as NA number 3.
I don't think
he's making more money.
I don't think Secret's Rocket League division has the pull to get Diaz away from SSG.
Also probably higher. I mean, like Secret haven't had a
we will never know. We will never know. It is not important, really.
Secret haven't had a decal in 2 years, and yet they keep staying in the org. They keep staying in the scene, so fair enough.
Yeah. All right, and then Myth, you good with Secret? We can move on to if Dolphin wants to add anything.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly open a window back there.
Okay.
Yeah.
While he's opening a window.
I think we've all been talking mostly about what's going on with these guys, and the two of us believe that they're still going to make LAN. You don't believe it, or you're on the fence.
I'm way on the fence. I give it like 45% chance, I'd say, right now.
So, I don't know. I'm seeing what they were doing last year, and I'm looking at this. So much of my list is based on like the most recent LANs, and since we didn't have them at Kickoff, I'm not gonna like drag them down too far, and I'm still remembering like freshly in my mind what these guys were doing recently, and I think you just give them another regional, give them more time, and we'll see it come back to standard. Like they'll be making a finals. They could take a final. They could take a regional.
All right.
I'm not quickly gonna jump. I think -7 is too much.
That's probably fair. It's really just there's a lot more teams that I respected. It's not necessarily like, oh, these guys moved down 7 and then fill in the teams. Yeah. So
right.
Yeah. But
hard to say. So we'll see how it ages. But I'm still a believer.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump to number 13.
Alrighty.
We've got double Geekay and Gen.G. Wow.
Linking up, bro. We keep linking up.
Wait, wait. For all I've been flaming Myth for the last hour, but we literally have like almost the same list so far.
Yeah, this is pretty close.
How many link ups have we got? I can read them later. I mean, have like Nova and MIBR flipped as well. So like,
yep, it's pretty close.
Interesting.
Mine's very different.
Was it? I remember we had like over 10. It was like 11 of us were like the same. Oh, it was fucking.
I mean, I don't know if you guys caught it. There was one rankings where Bop and I had exactly the same, like top to bottom, all 20. And I was like, "There's no way." But
what are we talking about? We're just sitting there like, "Oh yeah, good job, bro."
Yep. But
I agree, bro. I agree.
As the odd man out,
Bop, your list kind of trash, low key. Imagine.
At number 13, I'll start as the odd man out. I got Gen.G here. They were part of my like group of 4 teams here that I rated against each other, and they end up taking the 2 spot. That up 2 looks disgusting. In hindsight, like that moving up 2 looks disgusting, considering they didn't do anything to really warrant going up 2. Like, I'm sorry if I'm being harsh. I'm probably
they swept the world champions.
Dude,
they swept the world champions.
It's crazy. I'm being the harshest about my 13th team, and I've actually been like talking up 14 through 20. But it's like once I get to 13, this team's garbage. No, I don't think they're actually garbage.
You're not going to be the harshest on your 13th team.
But I'm not. But I'm just uninspired. I know they swept NRG, but I'm really chalking that more up to NRG than Gen.G, truthfully. And so we'll see what they do, but this team hasn't really done anything to change where they're at. They represent North America on the stage, and the only one who scores against Vitality is Rise. So I guess he is providing a little bit of impact for their LAN performance, but it's clearly not enough. Congrats to Magic Bear for making your first LAN top 8. That barely counts, considering
I don't count
half the good teams are not there.
Doesn't count.
I genuinely please prove me wrong, because I would love to see North America continue to do well. I don't mean to just completely be like, oh, you guys are so boring, but it's like I've seen this too many times to get excited about it. You guys move up 2. Congrats on beating NRG. Go beat them again. You'll definitely jump up again. But as of now, keeping you guys at 13. Oh well, moving you guys up to 13. All right. We had Myth
Sure, I
go
can talk about
first.
Geekay.
Yeah, we had Myth go
Oh.
first on
Yeah,
Geekay, so we'll let Dolphin
you
go
go
first
first.
this time.
Sure.
We just have to go back and
This is
forth.
just a really case of some butterfly effect in EU Swiss comes out to be that a really good team is missing top 8. Right?
Yeah.
We saw some weird matchups happening in top 16. I think what was it? Who was it? Carmichael versus Gentlemates is basically what ended up messing up everything. Because we should have seen Gentlemates like just win, but they didn't.
That bracket was
it causes the
hell,
whole
bro.
thing. I moved them down a little bit because I would have liked, you want to see this team making a top 8, but if your 2 losses are to a finalist and to a top 6 team, like I'm not gonna fault you so bad for that. All the stats that I've seen have shown that they were very clearly like overperforming for their placement. Like it's really just a case of bad bracket. I think that they're still. I don't know. I actually had them outside of LAN coming into this. Me and Martian had them. Well, actually, I think I was the only person out of all 10 of us. I was the only person who had NIP above GK. So I want to pat myself on the back really fast about that.
I low-key
just so that it's known.
No, I didn't. I wanted to. I
do know. In fact, I do know a little bit of ball. So, I think they're still EU5. I think that they'll be top 6, top 8 next regional. They could make some moves and make an upset and make top 4, and that'd be great for them. But they're kind of gonna have to dig out of a hole where, I trust NRG to dig out of a 9th to 12th. Like they can just go on and win the next 2 regionals. I don't think GK is winning either of the next 2 regionals. I don't know. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, Myth. Anything to add to that?
Martin, you know how you said you were going to be the harshest on your 13th thing?
No, that's not what I was saying. I was just saying I was the harshest on my 13th team compared to 14th or 20. But what do you got?
These guys, I was so unimpressed, genuinely. Like, okay, I know, fair enough, the bracket, like, just terrible bracket, bro. Like, we're letting, I respect to Man City, they're alright, but realistically, you should have a top team in that quadrant, and, like, but that one of mates, KC, NIP, or Geekay were going out early unless one of them got an early upset by one of the weaker teams. Terrible situation,
tough, yeah.
Of course. Yeah, but Seiko, bro, that was just genuinely that was worse than Seiko during the first 2 splits of 22-23. That was worse than London to Seiko.
That's
I'll put it
wrong.
like that.
That's just straight flat wrong.
Bro. Someone pointed this out. Someone posted Seiko's RL tracker. I had more games last season than Seiko did, bro. He gets paid to play the game, and I had more games than him. Oh, that's diabolical, bro. Like, maybe someone's
players do good with low hours. I don't think that's as important of a take as you think it is. And saying that he's doing worse now than he was when he literally lost 3-0 to Pioneers, that's just like objectively disrespectful.
Pioneers were cold, respect them. But no, but I was talking about Jack. Mid as hell. I mean, look, they took taken 5 by F9 E-Car. Now, I think those boys are cold as hell. Those boys are genuinely next up. Nolta, genuinely one day he's going to be the one sweeping first clear in finals, bro. It's going to be generational watch. You just wait. But for now, they're kind of bubble players, right? I know NIP lost them, but Geekay got taken to 5 of them, and NIP have shown me much more than Geekay have. So yeah, I am Berry. I called them being on fraud watch from the start, and they're on fraud watch, bro. I'm so ready to hate, bro.
It looks like you're already hating because you got him down 5. But
Will Rue, their social media management, I love you, bro, but your team is ass, bro. Make some changes. Get in there, start GMing, bro.
You're telling the social media manager to change the team. Let's go.
No GMing after one
no,
regional.
Loki.
Don't overreact. Just let it be.
Myth has GM'd 5 teams after one regional in this rankings.
86 Esports. I encouraged the social media manager to make some changes. They didn't, and they got last at LCQ. So I mean, whose fault is it really?
Yep. All right. Now that we're done arguing about Seiko and how dreadful he was, I know he did not have games, but I'll save my thoughts for when they come up. Number 12, it's a triple redacted. All right.
Yeah.
So you guys got them both new. I've got them
that.
up 7. I was the only one out of us 3 with them in the rankings. I mean, I think it's fair to say that nobody expected to see what we saw from
They
them.
looked so bad at Worlds. I was not a believer.
Yeah,
bro.
no, and I think you were
Bro,
fair to not
bro,
be
when
a
I-
believer, but like,
Bro,
wow. So,
You know how
Nice.
this NRG? Oh, you know how NRG2 just gets randomly taken to 5
Mhm.
throughout like early stages of regionals for so long. They've just been randomly taken to 5 by anyone, and then they'll pull up the most like the most nail biting finish of all time to win it out, and it happens every time very consistently. When I saw what I was like, yeah, nothing ever happens. NRG got this easy, but
Nope.
then something happened.
Something
Something
happened.
happened, and I knew these boys of Redacted were special, bro.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at their wins from
Talk
this
is
last
so
regional.
good, bro.
Like, they got NRG.
Hawk was moving so different. He was moving so. I was not ready to see
Wavy, I
that.
was disappointed by, but like 2-piece.
There's no way you were disappointed by Wavy in that
Disappointed by
performance.
Wavy?
I'm sorry.
I was a little, a tiny bit.
I'm sorry.
disappointed.
That
Wavy
is
was just a little
that
bit-
is
100x
peak EU
100x
bias against NA.
Yeah, because Talk was peeking out of his mind, bro.
Yeah,
Talk
Talk
was
was
genuinely him, bro. Talk
You
was
needed
like,
all three
bro,
of them
this
to
is-
beat an EU finalist team, bro. All three of them were.
They swept
Let's not
NIP.
act like the second we didn't see this. Let's not act like the second we didn't see this NIP team. We knew they had an insane peak balls are quite low floor. Let's not act like that's an immediate assumption all of us made. Come on, bro. It's Yoris, Oli, and CRR. This is obviously going to happen.
Yeah, no, that's
It's obviously
actually
gonna
like
happen.
the opposite of what I said
It's
during the
very obviously
preseason
gonna happen. I don't know
rankings.
what you're talking about.
All right.
Everybody in predictions is like, yeah, it's gonna be NIP versus Carmine Corp finals. Literally everybody I saw after the first
Because they were calling
EU
the
day.
bridge on, but we also know that they have a low floor. And when you saw that team form, you didn't think, they have a pretty low floor. That floor
No.
was not
No, I had them at 9 above NA's 3rd seed because I respected what they could do on the pitch. I didn't respect them enough, apparently, but I still had them that high because, yeah, that's a good team.
Yeah, we had them so high, and W take.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if we need to spend super long on Redacted, considering we're all on pretty much the same page. I will say some of the takes I was seeing for First Touch. I think First Touch on aggregate had them 8th, and then Wavepunk had them 5th. I'm assuming I'm getting rage baited by Wavepunk. But yeah, kind of.
He called Twisted Minds the number 2 team in the world after they won that regional 2 last year. That was
That's
he
crazy.
Just does whatever he wants, man. Like that guy.
Johnny Hackney.
Not a nowhere. He's not a nowhere.
All right. Number 11. We've got Furia and Gen.G. So you guys are continuing the match. As the odd one out, I think I legally have to go first. That's how we're running it.
Nice
Yeah,
list. Nice list. Martin,
I've got-
kind of track, Luke.
I've got Furia the lowest. Okay, I've got him at 11, which is kind of an indictment, but I don't know. I just wasn't impressed with their regional win. I know they do end up winning, so you can't hold it too much against them. I think they go undefeated. I don't think they dropped a single series. They definitely did it in the main stage, so you guys don't think they dropped a series. I can't remember if they did in the Swiss. I don't think they did. But it was, I don't know, it just wasn't the most inspiring. And I've got a lot of teams in the top 10 that I really liked a little bit more than them. So you're welcome to prove me wrong, but considering what you did the last time we saw international competition, I'm not moving you up that high. So
yeah, they were 8-0 in series.
Okay.
So
yeah. And then you guys both have
close win against Team Secret and close win against Amethyst, and then the rest were pretty standard.
Yeah, you guys both have Gen.G moving up 2 spots. Actually, we all three had Gen.G moving up 2 spots. Myth, I'll let you talk first about them.
Yeah, the back and forth goes crazy. Gen.G, I'm genuinely being underrated right now. I know I saw that, Martin. Don't get too.
This is a plot twist and a half. The minute they get an Englishman, they're underrated.
Okay. Yeah, second they get a European player, noticing. Bro. You have to think about it. I also realised a few minutes ago that I could got 100x, and I feel really bad now. I'd probably have him as another honorable mention if I could.
Okay. I mean, Mel did say he was going to get very upset if he heard 100x35 on anyone's list. So good to see they're slotting an honorable mention. But
not even top 25 in the world, bro.
How much?
100x? No.
Martin, you have to edit the footage to make sure that this was in here from the start.
Yeah, that'll be easy. Thanks.
Definitely, bro. Very easy. It's not difficult at all, bro. I haven't acknowledged him with this one. See,
he's adding an honorable mention.
It's just not that serious, man. Come on, we got to keep it moving.
Brother, can you center?
Okay, yeah. I'm talking about. So Gen.G, I was very impressed with them. I thought they looked a lot better. Actually, because S2 was very good. They looked very good. Like whilst everyone was also just focused on the upset of NRG going out that early. And yes, they were bad, but it was also just Gen.G did look much better. The system looks much better with Rise over Cheese. Much better than I thought would. Magic Bear. had his first good LAN performance maybe ever. In 7 LANs, can't body, like, get on with it, bro. Bro's
He
next
looked
up
good at
in
Birmingham Major Swiss for at least parts of it.
No, I didn't think so. That's all I have to say. Over to you, Dolphin. Very good.
Sure. I was actually I was really scared for a reverse sweep on that game 7 against Gen.G because I was thinking, I'm looking at them and I'm like,
Why didn't they?
who's gonna win here?
Why didn't they use the OT? Bro?
Rising
possibly the
Gigs.
coldest LAN player of all time still to this day, and then Justin, literally the guy who did This Is Rocket League. I think you're sitting on those two in a game 7. That's scary. But
Guy who's
Space Station was looking good.
1-4 in LAN finals.
No, but it's not about LAN finals. It's about game 7s.
Yeah, I know. It's called game 7.
This wasn't a
LAN
LAN final.
Yeah, no, but in LAN finals, it's 1-4.
Maybe that's just a little bit of
weird.
There's too much history there on my mind.
Series,
Yeah,
1-4. That's rough. Sorry.
Let me talk. All right. So I know maybe it's just a little bit of bias from how much we saw of him in the first 2 years, and he hasn't been super cold recently. But I was thinking about that Twisted Minds reverse sweep, and I was like, I think it's gonna happen. I definitely think it's gonna happen. And Space Station did end up closing out, so I moved them up. I think that they look good. Like, the energy win is good. The rest of the wins are pretty routine. They were very lucky to bump into 100x35 there in the semis instead of Shopify. I think they definitely got smashed by Shopify. And then Team Silence, that was just like an easy one as well. So they didn't do a ton, but making a top 4 is probably where you want them to be. I think they're pretty clear number 4 right now in NA.
Yeah.
And Redacted, I guess not a pretty clear top 4 because Redacted is right on.
Redacted kind of balled, so.
Yeah, Redacted did ball. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
If I had to put some money on it today, I would say Gen.G is going to make major and not Redacted. Not Redacted.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Is there a world where both of them could miss? I don't know. I mean, Energy Shop, SSG, one of them probably makes it, guaranteed. So, but yeah, I think Rise would have speaking back to the whole finals point, Rise would have a better record of finals for LAN finals if they were allowed to go to game 7. His game 7 record is probably like through the roof. So, but not LAN finals. Yeah. Let's jump to number 10.
I mean, how were you during that series? That SSG versus Gen.G, were you?
Why did they take their time out? Why didn't they take their time out after 2 losses, bro? I was so surprised.
I actually didn't think they should, but in hindsight, it looks terrible. So, number 10. Oh my gosh, you guys actually copied each other's homework. This is ridiculous.
nice list, bro.
Nice list, bro. Nice list. What is Geekay doing over Furia, bro? Are you not?
I'm not. I told you I was not inspired by Furia's regional, and like Geekay, you guys both justify. I mean, Myth, you less so, but you guys, especially Dolphin, was like, yeah, that's a tough bracket. You lose to Gentlemates and NIP. Like, those are 2 quality wins. I know Gentlemates only goes top 6, but like, come on. And so, yeah, hard to hold it against them. They also DC in that game 1 against Gentlemates as well. So it's like, how much do you really want to hold? I mean, you can kind of hold a little bit of the series. They were able to claw back, but it's also, you're starting down a game automatically. That's a tough break no matter how you slice it. I'm not hitting the panic button.
Is a little bit chalked right there. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm not hitting the panic button.
It's its own issue, by the way. Like, this whole RLCS admin thing, like, that was a catastrophe that weekend.
Yeah, it's a miracle it hasn't been worse, honestly. But yeah, I'm not hitting the panic button, but it's definitely a wake-up call. And then the other thing I'll add is, like, you don't necessarily want to trust, like, the voices from the players on the team, right? Because they're always going to be, especially with someone like apparently Jack, he's always going to be positive about his team and their potential, right? But he was saying that, like, he thought they played well, and, it was just, a couple things didn't go their way, and he's not too worried about the season. And he was saying this after Open 1 of last year as well. After they lose to 100, after they lose to 100%. And then they go on to be the second best team out of Europe for the entire year. So it's like, I'll take it with a grain of salt, considering it is from a player on the team, but it's also like he hasn't been wrong when he said that before. And he doesn't have to go out and say that. He could be like, yeah, we have a lot to work on and a lot to fix. So, not gonna worry too much. They've got 5 spots. I think they could work their way back into that 5th spot. I think it'll be challenging with Novo and Man City really, like, chomping at the bit, and Geekay having a little bit to make up for that. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them in a major, and definitely would not be surprised to see them at Worlds, considering EU is probably going to get 6 spots. So,
small thing I want to add, which I forgot to mention. I know the all important scrims World Championships. Archie's been saying that apparently Geekay are pretty terrible in scrims. And I know it's scrims, but I just thought, well,
Not affecting my ranking at all.
That's all Seiko's fault. He's awful in Seiko. He's leaked for scrims to me. He's dropping 10 points a game. He can't hit the ball. He's playing with his feet. It's quite concerning.
all right, we're done with Geekay now. Let's close out our thoughts on Furia. We got both of you guys to go, but we're going back and forth. So Dolphin, lead us off.
Another
Okay. At the end of the day, a win is a win. Good job. 8-0 on the entire weekend. So we'd love to see that. It wasn't really like, some of those wins could have been more decisive, and it really does suck that Sam couldn't have been at the kickoff weekend, because I really do think Furia could have put up a top 6. If you had given them if you made the bracket a little bigger and just let, Sam 1, Sam 2, Mina 1, Mina 2 come.
Ooh, I don't know if they make that top 6. But
that would have. I think that they. Actually, it's hard to say, right?
Yeah, because Mina's got 2 teams that you would anticipate being in that top 6.
You're right. Yeah, the 2 Mina teams do look really scary, but I think. I think I still am a believer in this squad. We've seen what they were doing. 2024 is now a pretty old news, and 2025 was pretty disappointing, but they were still top 4 at Birmingham, and then Raleigh was just a little bit unfortunate. I think
a little bit
it really
unfortunate.
does suck to hit Carmine Corp in round 5.
Yes, that's brutal.
That's really tough. But I still believe in this team. I think they're still going to be Sam 1. I think that they're going to be very close to top 8 at any LAN that they play.
All right, and then Myth closes
and I'm
out.
not worried about this weird scrim results or anything. That's not affecting my thing.
Or show matches.
Show matches, scrims, none of them are affecting my ranking. Swiss isn't really either, to be honest.
Yep, Myth, you got them moving down. I assume it's because of the show match and how they looked really bad in that game 1. Closes out on Furia.
Okay, but Loki, this may sound insane, right? But I can't get this out of my head. I think they might win a major, bro. I don't know. I can't get out of my head. I think they might win a major. Bro.
You've got them at 10, and you think they might win a major.
Bro, I can't get this out of my head. I think they might win a major.
5 legendarily bad takes today. Like, I actually cannot believe it.
We have the same list.
I don't understand how we have the same list. I don't understand how it's possible.
We have the same list. Calm down, bro. This is friendly fire. Bully Martin for his takes, bro. What are we doing? Gonna blow my way. It's what my heart tells me. It's what my heart tells me. My brain tells me, nah, no way. But like, I feel like the best thing I've seen is it hasn't really just been the Swift show, like Lost, and especially. I was saying that when the season was out, I feel like we all had a pretty good guess, but it was going to be Swift to Furia. Like, as in, it didn't take a genius to figure out that was probably what was going to happen. The season was finished. I was saying that Yan should have been the one to go, in my opinion. And in fact, I was quite concerned when there was a rumor that Rise was going to be joining in place of Lost to be Yan, Rise, Swift. Of course, it didn't end up happening. They ended up getting Swift for Dravinia. But Yan has actually looked really good. I think he might actually be the best player of the team. In the Show Match World Championship, he was cold in the Game 2. The Game 2 of the Show Match World Championship, he actually took the MVP of that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
props.
A legacy cemented, if you know what I mean. But also, I don't want to glaze you off that one shot, but did you see that redirect? Did you see that sidewall? Did you see that sidewall against Amethyst, bro? That was so beautiful, bro.
I think it did. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, okay, nerd. Yeah, it was a beautiful sidewall, though. Not sidewall, off the back wall. It was like close back wall. It was like,
yeah, that game 7 in the game 7. It
was beautiful. Yes, bro, it was beautiful to watch. Yeah, it wasn't just a Swift show, and like Lost had its moments. And I feel like if Lost didn't look. It's not the best Lost I've seen all year, but still the carry job he pulled in Birmingham. If we can get to like late 2024, early 2025 Lost form, then my intuition might be correct. They might be winning a LAN, because low-key all the other top teams are a little bit fraudulent, so maybe. I don't want to say too early, but they might win a LAN.
Wait, this could be a...
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought we were going to have all 3 at the same spot here.
Nope, no matching here. SSG, Vitality, Gentlemates. I don't know where to start, genuinely. I'll start actually
All right,
because no, I'll start because I've got Gentlemates moving down 5, which is the biggest movement of this list.
Oh, that's a tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's what'll kick us off. So I had him at 4 preseason, and a lot of that was contingent on the offseason LAN. And I know like you don't want to like overreact to offseason LANs, but it felt justified considering what happened the past 2 years, where it's like like Carmine Core wins the offseason LAN, and then suddenly they're the best team in the world. Turns out that might just be a Carmine Core thing and not an offseason LAN thing. So preseason or early season Vatira, best player in the world, wins everything. Congrats to Gentlemates for stopping that for just a moment. And it took a little bit for Carmine to warm up, but then they since then kind of went downhill. You lose to Carmine in the main event. You lose to Vitality in a series you definitely should have won. You should have beaten that Vitality squad. I don't know how Vitality escaped with that win. I mean, they steal Game 3 and Game 7. Like, crazy scenes. But
that was a movie. That series was a movie.
That was really entertaining. I think it had like 6 overtimes or something. Like, phenomenal series. But it should have been over in like 5.
I put all my Twitch points on that, bro. I'm so mad. Every single point I had was on mates.
Myth proving why gambling is bad.
Bro.
But yeah, Gentlemates, back to the regression. It feels harsh having them at 9, but it's just there's too much head-to-head to really pay attention to that I can't really move them up too much higher. So I got them at 9. Let's talk about the team that beat them, though, in that Cinema series. You got Vitality at number 9 here, which implies you got Gentlemates higher than them still. So despite that win, you got them a little bit lower. Myth, talk to me.
Okay, well, let's say how it is. I feel like Zen still has the ability to just take anyone really close just for a great solo performance. It wasn't all Zen. Stizzy definitely had his moments, and Exotic did too. But I mean, if that series is played again, I'll say it now. I'm a Mates fanboy. They're Team Liquid too. They're the spiritual reincarnation of Team Liquid, right? I feel like if you play that series again, Mates probably win it more times than they don't. I just don't rate this Vitality roster. Disappointing in the regional, and I don't know. It's kind of hard to talk about them, but just how they lost to I know NIP. We now know NIP are good, or maybe they just peaked. I don't know. I'll say my thoughts on them later, but that's bloody awful, man. Come on. The Mate series as well. They just relied on just. I mean, I kind of just want to put it down to just the Mates choke. I feel like that's just kind of what it was. Now I know Nas ping pongs between fraud allegations and best in the world conversations every 5 minutes. But he was definitely towards more of a fraud allegations, bro. Yeah.
All right. Preview for his Gentlemate spot. But Dolphin, we'll go to you with Space Station Gaming. I'm assuming you have them the lowest. Actually, this is probably the lowest that all of us have each of these teams. But you got Space Station the lowest here. Talk to me about them.
Yeah. Impressive run from them. Good to make finals. Before the regional, I didn't have them as a finals team, but looking at it after when we were going into the LAN, I was like, yeah, looks like they're a pretty good lock for finals. They looked great, but I have too much LAN results for the teams that are above them that say that I think that they would that I don't see it happening again.
Okay.
So I mean, I've of course got still NRG up there. I've got all of the both of the Mina teams. I've got Shopify because the Shopify beat them, and then I still believe in Vitality, and then of course Carmine Corp is up there. So Vitality did lose the head-to-head to Space Station, and they probably. I don't know. If was that an expected result or not. Do you guys remember what Twitch chat was saying, or what people were saying, like the desk?
I genuinely don't remember.
I feel like SSG should have won that. I mean, SSG, I feel like...
Everyone was also overhyping SSG all weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they had us 75-25 against Rebellion, and I don't know. There's been a lot of hype around the roster because of how well they did early, but...
And SSG just had a lot of fun in general.
Yeah. I think that this is the best chance NA has had for putting 3 teams into top... Actually, I guess we just had 3 teams at top 8 in the last one.
Yeah, we actually do that pretty frequently,
I think we could do that again.
Yeah.
I think that we could do that again with this Space Station team. They are 9th for me because I'm not sure what to do about NIP, Gentlemates, and Vitality. All 3 of those are just kind of a little bit of a question mark for me still. Where they're going to end up, and then, I don't know. I would like, I would say show me again, but I don't really know what more they can possibly show me. I might just be stubborn. So
All right. All right.
I think yeah, you could have them as high as 5. I think like this is one that has a range. I think all of the ones coming up have a range, and then top 4 is kind of its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my 6 to 8 is very like I flip flopped on that for a while, and I'm even with my 5 to 8. Who do I have 5? Yeah, I have 6 to 8. 6. I think it's solid top 5 in my mind. Of 6 to 8.
All right. Let's jump into 8 then. I feel like we're gonna see some repeats. We got the only team we haven't seen yet is Ninjas in Pajamas here. We got a Vitality from Mia, Gentlemates from Myth. So we got those teams flipped. This is actually all you. I don't know why I'm highlighting them one at a time. Where do we go then? You've got. I'll stick with Dolphin then. You've got Ninja Pajamas one spot above Space Station. So I know you were talking about like the LAN history that those guys have. Does that keep NIP above SSG for you despite some of the weekend's results?
So the NIP was mostly just because I rate making the finals in EU more than I rate the finals in NA, especially when NRG's not around.
Okay.
Which I guess is not Space Station's fault.
Yeah.
What can you do with the bracket that you're handed? But I would have actually been happier to move NIP up even further, like to possibly EU3 is where they could have been for me. But that loss to Redacted just didn't sit well in my mouth. Like I'm sitting there like that's got to be one that you've got to be winning against possibly NA5. And yes, they were looking really good the whole time, but I don't know.
You still got to win that, yeah.
I also had NIP so high preseason that they are only getting +1 here despite making finals, which sounded crazy to me. I was like, no way that they're only +1. They've got to be. They had a great, regional. They have to be moving up more. They beat Vitality, who I have above them, and then they beat Geekay, who, I think that they're better than Geekay, but that one's close. And then they made making a finals run in the EU is not an easy thing, but I just had them a little too high compared to how much results they had shown at like Worlds or anything like that. So I don't know. Those two head to head at a major, like in a round 5 of Swiss. I guess we don't have Swiss anymore, but in a lower bracket match, it's hard to say for me.
Yeah.
Right now.
All right. And then Myth, I know you kind of talked about them a little bit, but Gentlemates above Vitality despite the head to head. Obviously, that's about as close of a head-to-head as you can get. And as I said earlier, I think, Vitality kind of stole that series. But you still got Gentlemates above them. Talk to me about that.
Well, they're also kind of victim. I mean, it's hard because, after Coupe de France, everyone was ranking mates. I think most people, like, just check the preseason thing. I think most people had mates over KC. Like, yeah, you did Dolphin. Sorry, you did Martin and Dolphin.
I knew Ball.
KC,
so
sorry,
not sorry.
Yeah, I
over
think it was just Dolphin, actually. No.
Yeah, most people had them like either neck and neck, and most people, from what I've seen, seem to have a slight favourite towards mates. Yeah, they had to play Casey round 1. I mean, of course, that was going to be a bit of a. As in, if mates win that, I feel like Casey's probably in a similar spot here. I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of hard to figure out. Like, imagine a beat rank.
You think Casey is 8th if they lost that single series? No.
No. Why not? I thought about it now because they probably do slightly better of a bracket because I think mates have a good peak. I feel like that's obvious. From always on Coupe de France, very good peak. Nas, wishy-washy. He can be very good on his day. I feel like it was Nas being a bit absent. Like, it was kind of just the Oski Archie show for a lot of it. That Game 7 versus Magnifico, kind of shocking, and the fact that they kind of won off the fact that like Magnifico took that time out too late, which I don't know why that happened twice about regional, despite that never happening before in the season. I've never seen that before, and to see it twice in one regional is kind of nuts. So yeah, I feel like we just have a peak, and I feel like I'm biased towards them, of course. So yeah, that's kind of my logic.
All right.
Sure. I mean, that seems logical enough, fair enough, at least.
Yeah. I've got Vitality above Gentlemates strictly on head-to-head.
Small thing. Alpine do not sponsor Gentlemates anymore.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They have to remove a sponsorship.
Yeah, I was thinking potentially about that as well, but I'll definitely fix that for like whatever graphics and whatever we do.
I actually fixed it on the last sheet.
Okay.
For you. So.
All right. But yeah, I've got Vitality above Gentlemates, strictly on the head-to-head, which is the weakest head-to-head of all time. But it's very tough for me to ignore it. And also, like, looking back to the Coupe de France a little bit, I know you want to value RLCS results more, but Gentlemates, I mean, they were kind of struggling with RLCS results. They lose 2 series in the Swiss. They lose to Carmine Corps. They play that close series against Magnifico. It's like, there was a reason for pause there. And so even though Vitality barely comes out head to head, they were 1-1 against each other at Coupe de France as well. I mean, I'm curious about how much these teams are going to go back and forth with each other the rest of the season, because I think this could continue to be very close. But based on the recent results, I got Vitality 1 spot above them. And then I'll jump to number 7, and unless, I mean, we're gonna have another
We might be
Vitality.
seeing a lot of the same teams right here.
We're definitely not. We don't have a Vitality actually. We've got a NIP, a Gentlemates, and an SSG. I'll continue talking about Ninja Pyjamas here. Because this rounds out 4 teams in a row for Europe, which felt disgusting as I was making it. But here we are. Head-to-head, again, this time a lot more comfortably. Ninja Pyjamas beat Vitality, and I think they could have deserved to be way higher if I didn't watch them get domed on 3-0 by Talk, Wavy, and 2-Piece, right? If they don't lose that series, like, they're probably moving into the top 5, maybe top 4. I haven't honestly done that mental calculation. If they, get a hypothetical win. If they get a hypothetical win, it depends on how they do against Shopify there, right? But, and then we're getting way too deep into the hypotheticals. They lose to Redacted, and yeah, so this is currently rated as my EU2 seed. There's no other teams in Europe that I would have above them. But it feels kind of valid for all the talk that we had about, NRG is just going to be the one team from North America that's actually good, and if they go on and win the kickoff event, it'll be so lame that North America gets the extra spot over Europe when it's, so clear that Europe's going to have better teams. And then it's like the exact opposite basically happened, where, NA kind of marched on EU, took multiple wins. Yeah. Our 5th best team at Worlds that played awful, didn't get out of play-in stage, brings in Talk, and then they're beating this, runner-up from Europe that took Carmine to Game 7 overtime in the finals. So it's a wake-up call for Europe, and if it's not a wake-up call for Europe, I'm hoping to catch them sleeping in Boston. But for now, Ninja Pyjamas at 7, still moving up. I have bought tickets. Yes, I'm going.
Okay. So, I'm trying to get to Boston. I'm not sure I'll be able to. I hope so.
But I'll have a stick in Europe here and move over to Dolphin with Gentlemates at number 7. 1 spot above Ninjas.
Because NIP both won the head-to-head, I think, right? They played
in the Swiss stage, yeah, in the Swiss stage.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't lie. NIP 100% had the better weekend, but I don't want to be too reactionary yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think we will still see Gentlemates in that 3rd to 4th range. Like I said, like where Novo is, I think that's where Gentlemates could have been.
Mm-hmm.
And then who knows how that semi could have gone. It's all hypotheticals, right? Like, we don't want to get too deep into that. But
yeah,
I moved Gentlemates down. I had them as EU2 now that they're now EU3 because they lost that to Vitality. I don't know. I don't see... The thing is that I'm just not sold on NIP yet. Like, they are definitely in the top 4 for me right now for EU, but I don't think they've got enough... Like, you have them now as EU2. I don't think that they're EU2.
That's fair. It's more the head-to-head based on this weekend that propels them that high.
You can argue anywhere between EU2 and EU. Like all of these,
I'd say EU2 and EU4.
EU1 is very clear, right? EU1 is clear.
Yeah.
Carmine Corp, but the other 3 can be in multiple different orders. I see that both of you guys, I guess, have NIP as number 2, but I don't know. I'm not sold on them yet. I wouldn't be surprised to see them out 8th in the next region.
Wow, we do. Damn.
But I think Gentlemates will be pretty locked in for top 4. So that's just what I'm predicting right now. It's just a little bit of gut feeling. We'll see how it goes. Or like top 6 for NIP or something.
I was going to say, top 8 feels pretty harsh, but it also depends on the bracket. We just saw Geekay get bounced when they shouldn't have.
A lot of terrible... So, I mean, they could... Geekay's in that range where Geekay could take out NIP still.
Yes. All right.
Something like a top 8. So.
All right. And then let's move over to North America. Myth, talk to me about Space Station Gaming. I know this is one fraud versus another for your 7th and 8th, but you've got SSG moving up 5 to Gentlemates moving down 5. So,
a quick side note: the reason I keep standing up is because I'm sitting on this, and it's low key like uncomfortable as hell. I can't lie. This used to be comfortable back in the day. I don't know what happened to it, bro. It's actually just so bumped. But yeah.
I'm sorry.
As
You
well
said
as
that's
Backing.
that's
Shout out.
the worst take. That's you said that used to be comfortable. That's probably the worst take you've ever said.
No,
That
Rick
looks
used to be so comfortable back in the
ridiculous.
day. Back in the day, was so comfortable.
Bro, that looks something they give you in like second grade, bro. Like you look like an 8-year-old.
That's in like
Bro, look,
hospital
dude,
lobbies,
there's so
dude.
much space. I'm 6'3", right? I am 6'2",
keep it.
rather, right? It goes up to like my waist. Like, is it
Instantly
there's
rounded
no
down.
chair. There is no chair that will fit this, bro. I have to use the stool, and it is so buns, bro. Actually, black light, you might get a new customer soon. This is so buns.
All right.
Anyway,
All right.
SSG.
Yes.
So you got Dimas. You got Dimas on the team. But he actually played kind of well. I feel like
DS stocks are rising right now.
Sucks.
Pump and dump. Pump and dump.
yes, like Reckles, every Reckles team. Oh no, I actually have to stand up. I might actually just quickly just. Right, there we go. Right, so we're gonna do a standing up bit because I need to rest my legs because they're genuinely cramping at my knees, bro. This is awful. I might got to hit some yoga whilst I talk about this. No, Loki. Anyway, so yeah, Reveal and Chronic look like a cold duo. I can't lie, right? Reveal and Chronic,
That's pretty
cold
rude.
duo.
I agree.
Notable omission.
On me. Sorry, fell over. Yeah, so Diaz looks much better for how he did, but I'm worried this is just a peak. Like, Chronic has looked ridiculous, but I'm not sure how like repeatable this form is for him. Why?
What is happening right now?
Dude, like what is Car Megadoc even about anymore, bro?
It's not about rankings, apparently.
I just my legs out. I can't lie. No, I'll show off for yoga. I'll show you yoga. It's like I think some of this.
Look, man,
You know,
can you just
Myth,
keep talking?
we got dinner
I got
reservations in
this.
30 minutes. We can't be hitting
Yeah, man.
yoga, and we're not even in the top 5 yet.
back to the stool. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, but they look good. I'm just not sure if it's the peak or not. I had a really hard time between 6 and 7. So who goes where between the teams that got 6 and 7? So I mean, yeah, that'll be.
Tough crowd, I guess, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, we're old, man.
Yeah, okay. I'm
My
so
number,
like,
my it starts with a 2 now, man. Sorry.
Yep. I was born in 19,
Fucking
man. What are we
hell, bro.
doing? All right, number
Did you
6.
write to school? Did you write a Stegosaurus or a Velociraptor to school, bro? I can't lie.
It was a Stegosaurus. Velociraptors are much harder to ride. Number 6.
Did you do any cool like cave paintings back in the day?
I actually did not hear what you said. I'm just gonna continue on to the rankings because we got places to be. Space Station, I'll keep talking about them since I know you touched on them before. You weren't sure if it was a peak or if it's repeatable. Whether or not it's a peak, these guys showed up and showed out, and it's like, at least compare it. Like if you compare the resume to everyone else that they got, Space Station, they don't really run through the most difficult competition during the regionals. Sure, they beat Shopify 3-1 in groups, but other than that, you kind of expect them to be winning these series. Foot, I don't even remember who they faced round 1. It was like Seal or something. Like, no offense, whatever. Gen.G, that was frightening, but at least you got the job done. Get it done in 4 instead of 7 next time, considering you were clearly the better team that series. But in terms of if it's repeatable or not, like, truthfully, I don't care. Like, they beat Vitality cleanly, by the way. Thank goodness. It was about time. Sorry, Dolphin. I know you're on the opposite side of that rivalry, but
Hey,
it was overdue, man.
deserved.
Yeah, we've been traumatized. I was almost crying at the end of the series. But and then NIP, which I would have had above Space Station and definitely did before they lose to Redacted. And it's like, okay, so if NIP is going to go on and lose to NA's 4th or 5th best team, like, Space Station isn't doing that. Space Station is running through their entire crowd and beating everybody in front of them. They obviously lose to Carmine Core, but everybody loses to Carmine Core in the first event of the year, apparently. So
That's how it goes.
yeah, I got them at 6. I'm excited for what they could do. They move up 5 for me as well. And I don't know. There's people predicting them to the finals next event. That'd be great. Don't get me wrong, but I think they're.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's a pretty comfortable top 3 in North America, in my opinion, and they all look very strong. So I'm gonna put them at 6. We got to close out.
Let's hold this.
I'm not mad about that, by the way. It's just at this point, I think it's just a little bit of a difference of opinion. Like
Yeah.
I really still am just holding these EU teams as like scarier. And
Yeah,
I
I'm
think if
reacting a
we
bit
saw it in
faster.
a little
Yeah.
bit more serious LAN match, like, I don't know. I still would back Vitality to bump Space Station in like a top 8 major match
See, I have the
right
opposite
now.
opinions because we definitely should have won the series where we had a +9 goal differential, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah,
So
that was questionable. It's
That was
okay.
mad
Yeah.
funny, bro. I can't lie.
that was
Yeah.
the worst experience of my. That's not true. Let's talk about
No,
Vitality since we're
it's
talking
like
about
in
this
top
rivalry.
Not
10
even
was.
the worst experience as a Space Station fan. Not
Nope,
even
I
top
keep
3.
going
not even
last
top
on
three.
these, bro. It's crazy.
Because we're
Keeping
we're
last.
transitioning. We're talking about Space Station versus Vitality, so might as well talk about Vitality at 6.
Okay.
Sure.
Fair enough. What?
I'm a huge fan of this team, so I'm gonna keep them a little bit higher just for my personal vibe. I still think that they're since Gentlemates has moved down because of that head-to-head. I think Vitality is still. I think Vitality right now is at U2, which I know it's objectively, when you look at what results we've seen, it's wrong. But I think that we will see this come. I think we will see these teams be in this order for the major. This will be the seeding.
Okay.
Carmine Corp, Vitality, Gentlemates, Nip. That order. I'm calling it right now after one regional.
All right.
There's a fifth seed, bro. Who you got making it?
I don't think Nip's peak is sustainable, and then Gentlemates and
Probably
Vitality
Geekay still then.
will be close. And then Geekay will still miss.
Who you got making
But-
it? Who you got
Oh,
making it? It's fifth seed.
Oh, wait, do they get 50 for every? I forgot about that.
Yeah, they do.
Geekay can come.
Okay, buddy.
Alright.
Yeah, Geekay can come. So, yeah, I really like that. That Gentlemates match was a movie. That was, sitting there as a fan, like, wow, that was just good Rocket League, right? I always appreciate a good series. And then you get smashed by Carmine Corp, but basically everybody got smashed by Carmine Corp basically all weekend, so you can't be so mad. This is historical. Zen doesn't beat Vatira. It was written. The prophecies were written 100 years ago, right? So, what can you do?
Yep.
All
All right, and then
Heroes Promise Vitality wins 3,000 years ago.
Myth, talk to us about NIP.
I had such a hard time deciding between NIP and SSG because on the one hand, NIP lost to Redacted. On the other hand, SSG kind of just crumbled and died versus both SR and KC. Whilst NIP didn't play against SR, NIP did play a really good competitive series with KC. That's kind of just my tiebreaker there. I think they're very good. I'm very impressed with, especially CRR. Like, everyone on that split 2 complexity team looks like they're trying damn hard to prove that was a fluke, that was not the true.
That's true. That's true.
Ability. So yeah.
So, do you think NIP is going to be EU2 coming into major?
I'm very reactionary, man. Remember that. I think it's going to be. I think mates have time to. Actually, no. I don't back mates because of how Nasta's online. I'll go. Yeah, I will. NIP second seed.
I can see it. I can see it. They've got the head start.
Is that your you guys are standing on this?
I don't know if I would stand on it. I'd give it maybe 45% chance again, if we're saying that. But we'll see how things stand after the break. So we've got all the same teams listed so far, which means all of our top 5s have the same 5 teams. Probably in different orders, though.
To see the same 5th, number 5. Are we all about to see it? I'm ready.
Dolphin, I can't wait.
Double NRG, one shop. Dolphin, you've got your second favorite team, lowest. Talk to me about Shopify Rebellion here.
No way.
Look, man, I'm not going to disrespect the world champs by moving them outside of top 4 already. I can see why you could. That was disgraceful from NRG. And I'm really happy to see LJ finally win his regional. Good job. It is really funny that it was on offline setting instead of an online setting.
Yep.
Still couldn't close it out, at any point in the last 3 years online, but whatever. Not the most important part. The most important part here is I'm really sad that the First Killer beat us in another finals. What can you do? I mean, the Vatira beat First Killer in another finals. It's kind of like he's kind of my enemy now. Like, it's just, it's like Atomic and Monkey Moon. It's Vatira and First Killer.
The biggest NIGE fan I know just has a respect for my community at this point because of how long it's been.
I'm not gonna drop NRG. I mean, NRG has been NA1 for basically 2 full years. I'm not gonna say after one weekend that they're not
Okay,
NA1.
but they've had like one team be really competitive about basically the entire time. We've only had like
Look, man,
most of the time it was just whatever team FK was on. That was the only team really
Regional 2 is going to be NRG's. NRG is going to win Regional 2. I'm saying it right now.
I feel like the break is so massive for them. The break being that long, they have so much time to
win Regional 2. I don't think NRG is going to end up as the #1 seed because I don't think their points differential is so bad that all Shopify has to do is like put up top four, and they'll probably be first seed or second seed. But I do think that NRG will be the best NA team coming into Boston. I don't want to doubt that trio. They're so scary. They're the world champs for a reason. And I know that we've seen the world champs fall off so many times. We've seen BDS do so bad. We saw Vitality get worse. Like this is kind of how it goes. But I don't know. I'm a believer. So give me NRG as NA1 and Shopify. The other teams just looked better, so I have them at 5.
All right.
And I actually thought you guys were going to agree with me. I actually thought it was going to be a sweep for Shopify 5, but
no, yeah, I guess we're harsher on
you
NRG.
also said that none of us would have the same order. So I mean,
I said the top 4 would all be different, but I thought Shopify was going to be for sure the number 5th. So that's thrown off everything now.
All right. Well, I'll keep talking about NRG here. I got him moving down 3. Myth's so annoyed he's going last. Sorry, dude. But yeah, so NRG dropping to number 5. It's really just that the losses are kind of inexcusable. I don't know. Like, Redacted, sure, they're on good form now. Gen.G, I don't know. Gen.G's just not. Maybe apparently my least favorite team is Gen.G right now. But
Real.
You just
the only team you're talking bad about the whole time.
How do you get swept by Gen.G, man? I don't know. Like, they got the chance to bounce back. There's a reason these rankings.
0-second goal was cold.
Yeah, it was.
They did steal that game too.
Yep. But
it's like I'm not Gentlemates Ultimate since that was diabolical, but still.
Yeah. It's they got the chance to bounce back. I'm curious to see what they do at FIFA E. There's a reason we're doing this before FIFA E. Not that that'll have much of an effect because we'll have like a whole break in like 2 regionals, so I don't think it would affect people's rankings too much, but definitely want to get these out before then. And I mean, they've got the most to gain by going out there and proving themselves on an international competition. Obviously not as steep of a competition, like not as much talent as there is at an RLCS LAN, but could still be a good bounce back for the roster. If you got anything else on them?
I mean, no, not really. I've said everything I want to. I feel like the break is so big for them because I did kind of predict that they'd BDS. I kind of predicted that last season, but then again, they didn't actually win. Well, last season is, 2024 season, right? It's kind of weird how at the start season how you refer to the previous season.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm worried I'm going to be BDS. I don't think they quite get back up to form. Like, I mean, it was really just a beast mode. Like, the one weird thing was that last season it was beast mode. It was constantly slacking. Constantly just saying, "Where's beast mode? Where's beast mode?" It's just kind of the Atomic and Daniel show. But here, Atomic was playing really just mediocre to bad Rocket League, and Daniel was just non-existent. It was completely just beast mode being the only good player on the team. Kind of a bit of an inverse of last season, which is a bit interesting.
Yeah.
But I think FIFA E is also pretty good for them because, like, realistically, they should be making grand finals. Well, I'm big on like rosters that play
top 4 for sure.
Top 4,
yeah, like
yeah.
No, honestly, grand finals, all that's. Oh, I'm not impressed.
I think if you hit Falcons in grand finals and in semis and you lose, that's totally fair.
They've got the matchup against Falcons. It's actually France I'm more worried about.
But you should be winning that. Okay, no. We had this conversation last year. Because someone had Falcons 1 after winning FIFA E.
We're not doing this. Let's move on to number 4.
You wasn't me either. I wonder who it could have been.
Who won a major that year? Number 4.
Are we gonna have the same time number 4?
Dolphin. If you Dolphin.
Wow.
If you just point down for me on your camera, you just point down for who it was. But,
yeah, right.
And number
right here.
All right.
Yeah, this guy right here.
I'm screwing up the colors.
That's how you said to do bunny ears on you earlier.
Shopify's not green.
Yeah.
Shopify's. I mean, they are, but not actually. All right, Dolphin, since you're the odd one out, that's how I've been doing
Yes.
things. Lead us up on Shop,
Sure,
or
I'm ready.
lead us up on Twisted
I might get to
Minds.
go last again. Yeah.
No, you'll go next. Don't
I
worry.
know some people are saying that Twisted Minds is even the best team in the world right now. We are overreacting so much to one regional. So I'm the anti-overreactor. You can see in my whole list, I have one team who moved more than 5 spots.
Only
That's
one monkey.
Redacted because they had a huge, um, Redacted top 4, right? And
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
a great land. So of course I'm going to move them a ton. But I think everyone else, my opinion hasn't changed too much after basically what was one regional and then a little bit of an international. And then Twisted Minds didn't even get to hasn't shown anything. So we're really looking at that preseason event, which I don't care about at all, and then we're looking at Twisted Minds beating Falcons once in finals, which I'm not gonna get Falcons down after two. This is the same argument that I have for NRG versus Shopify to put Twisted Minds below Falcons, because Falcons have been the best for 2 years. I'm not going to disrespect them by giving Twisted Minds #1 after one single regional. So it's got to be them here. Falcons above. And then I still am thinking that NRG are still the world champs, so that's where they're going to sit. And then Carmine Corp just won the LAN, so
All right.
that's my top 3.
All right. Myth, you
Twisted
got.
Minds do look really good, though. They look great, and I'm happy for Monkey Moon. I'm actually
That's
really
fair.
happy
That's fair.
that the system is working really great. They clicked, they meshed. This is good. They could turn out to be. You know what? If Twisted Minds come out as the 1 seed in MENA, I'm happy to give them the edge over Falcons, but they have one regional right now, and that's not enough for me.
All right. Myth, you got Shop moving up 1, so you had them at 5 I guess preseason. How much is them moving up, and how much is them like? I mean, you obviously got them jump in NRG. So, what are your thoughts on Shopify Rebellion right now?
Well, kind of just with NRG, I feel like I just have to NRG. That's really poor from them. Like the fact that they were poor for the because the last season was weird, right? Because they were always decent, but they never looked too scary up into Worlds, you know. As in, they never looked. They played good series. They played close series, but they never looked quite. I feel like going into a Sunday, they were never quite favourites to win, if you know what I mean, in any of the lands last season.
Until
Except for
Worlds.
Worlds, of course. You know?
No, they could have done it in Raleigh. They could have done it in Raleigh.
They never were top 2. They're never top 2 favorites to win it, I guess. Maybe Birmingham, I don't know. Ultimates were kind of moving. I don't know. It's weird. Shopify, I was very surprised with how. I was very pleasantly surprised with how LJ looked. I feel like for the longest time, for me, with particular teams, it's just. That one guy is going to get neutered by the fact he has to play next to FK on Gen.G. That was chronic. Last season, it was LJ. Okova coming in, I thought it would be LJ again, but no, he actually did really well, especially during the regional proportion. That finals against SSG, especially against Redacted, LJ was moving that series. That's actually probably the worst on the team in that series, was kind of LJ and Copa. Every international portion, he kind of took a small step back, but they got swept in the finals. I don't think any of the team played particularly well, like happens, I guess. Yeah, Shopify is cold, man. They're a good team.
No. All right, I've got them moving down 1 because I had a preseason #3, and so I might be the only one with Shopify moving.
Twisted Minds is better than these guys?
You think Twisted Minds is better than these guys?
No, I mean. Oh wait, yeah.
Man. I got Shop moving down 1. I'm probably going to be the only one with them moving down, considering how everyone's rankings panned out preseason. So I'm going to take my little victory lap. Be like, yeah, I believed in this team. I think they're good. Also, massive congrats to LJ. It was long overdue. So glad he got that regional win. And yeah, he was the one.
And Juicy to be fair.
Yeah, good job, Juicy. Cool. Yeah, you won a major. Whatever.
Juicy already won a LAN.
LJ needed the regional win, and I'm so happy for him. Like, if there was anyone that Space Station had to lose to in a finals, I'm glad it's him. But yeah, they moved down 1 just because of the circumstances of what's happening in the rest of the world. It's not really their fault. They get swept by Carmine Core. That is a little bit their fault. And I think if they don't get swept there, maybe this is a different rankings. But yeah, massive respect to Rebellion actually coming out, showing what they're capable of, and curious to see if it continues because that was a really good performance. I'll jump to #3. Let's see what we got. Is this going to be a matching? No, it's not. We got NRG here. Dolphin. Close our thoughts on NRG.
Lock in.
Okay, I'm the biggest believer. I guess I wasn't sure if anyone was going to keep them at number 1 or not, just because they're still the world champs. But I guess this still goes with the theory that I'm the least reactionary.
Definitely
I'm
out of the
still,
three of us,
I'm
yeah.
not, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
not
of the three
the
of us, I'm least reactionary. I haven't moved anybody that much, and I still think NRG is is a great team. I still think that they're the best team in NA, and I don't know. Let me see it after Regional 2. I think it's gonna be a win. I These three are just so like it's just like that North American team. I don't know.
All right.
I've been saying I don't know a lot.
That's fair. Myth, I'll
There's
talk
not
to
a
you.
ton to say. It does suck that that 9th to 12th is embarrassing. But
Yeah. Yep. Myth. We
there's
both
only
got
one.
Falcons at 3. Talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, they look. It's weird because you can probably guess from my other two teams.
I mean, yeah, we know
I'm-
the teams.
Casey and Twisted Minds, but which order?
Yep.
How did you, bro? Stop peeking at my thing. Anyway, I'm worried that I kind of spoiled my twisted section. I guess, Martin, if you have twisted, then we can just make this a quick thing. Then, twisted. I'm worried they might just be Falcons merchants because really, when you say RLCS MENA, you just mean TRK aura farming because the admins have probably been paying like multiple oil rigs by the Saudi government just to ensure TRK wins regionals. Like every time he goes down, there's a mysterious tech pause, and then the Falcons start winning again. It's a bit suspicious, don't you think?
Yeah, but that was Falcons for so
Anyway.
long.
Yeah, no, but it's TRK. It's TRK. He's a common factor. But Falcons changes. There's so much obvious talent, right? And they did better against a lot of the native MENA teams than Twisted did. Like they swept sweeping while sleeping took them to sleeping took them to Twisted Minds to game 7, right? But then again, TRK, I can similar thoughts to Furia and Amethyst. These like minor region dominant teams, they get taken to game 7s by the most random teams of the week all the time. So I'm really not that worried. The Falcons just looked like they had no synergy. Like Bradley does not fit into the system as well as I thought, and Ruas has been playing really poorly, which is kind of surprising since he was definitely the most consistent piece on Falcons last season. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts.
All right. And then, yeah, I had a preseason number
So,
1. Obviously, that
Can
didn't pan out.
Question for you two now,
Yeah.
really quickly.
Mhm.
Is Falcons going to be the MENA 2 seed coming into LAN?
I don't know if they figured it out on time.
Major one, yes. Major one, yes.
You think Twisted Minds is going to come in as number 1?
I think they genuinely could, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not a believer yet, but
I think that's fair. And yeah, I mean, I'll talk about that a little bit later. I want to get through number 3 first. But yeah, Falcons, I had them preseason number 1. Obviously, that hasn't panned out. They have lost to Twisted Minds 3 times now. And I don't know. I'd expect you to beat them at least once. Like, this was a Twisted Minds team that, like, was always supposed to be the runner-up. Like, you bench TRK so that you could bring in an upgrade for him. And right now, it's TRK and Nobu, and then suddenly Monkey Moon, who, let's be honest, did not have a good year last year compared to his standard, and they're running the region on you. So yeah, I'm personally shocked that this is going the way that it is for Falcons. And yeah, maybe Twisted Minds have like a matchup difference where it's just TRK can hard read the Twins because he played with them for so long, and that's part of it. But yeah, it's a tough start, and once you see the on the pitch product, it's hard to be like, well, on paper that team looks like the best. Like, that's a massive upgrade for them. It's like you can't really justify that now that we've seen them play. So, all right, I'm gonna do top 2s, not all at the same time because we don't all have the same top 2 teams. Actually, no, we don't, because Dolphin, we're still missing KC,
Falcons for me.
and Falcons. We're going to go with you first, see who you've got your top team in the world as. You've got Carmine Core first.
One thing that I want to point out is I think that Twisted Minds of Falcons is going to be a little bit like Carmine Corp versus Oxygen in 2022. I think Carmine Corp was definitely the best team in the EU at the time, and they just happened to lose that finals. And I think Falcons is still the best team in MENA, and they just happened to lose that finals.
That's how Saudi.
But also KC, KC. I had KC as EU1 coming into this. A lot of people had Gentlemates above them. It was always for me. It was KC. and they showed that pretty cleanly at this LAN. I mean, they smashed in the finals against Shopify, which sad news for First Color fans, but it's all right. So I'll give them the number 1, and then Falcons is just not going to move for me yet. I'm holding for Regional 2, and I'm holding for FIFA, and we're going to see how things pan out. But I don't want to be moving things. I don't want to put Falcons below Twisted Minds, and then Falcons win back, and then I flip them back. Like,
That's
I
fair.
would
That's
rather
fair.
just have had it steady.
Yep.
So that's how I see it's going to play out.
All right. And then Myth, since we have the same 2 teams, I'm going to veil us at the same time. You'll get to talk first, but let's go ahead. Who do we have? Do we have the same order or not? Yeah, we do.
Ooh.
Okay. So
We do locked
I
in.
think that's pretty fair.
And me, Martin,
Twisted Minds does not deserve to be EU to world number 1 right now.
I think
we
that'd
have
be
the same top 5. We have the same top 5. That's so chill.
yeah.
That's so
You were
fun.
copying with Dolphin the entire
It's
time and
pretty
just
obvious.
copied with me at the end. So, but yeah, what are your thoughts? What puts Carmine above Twisted Minds just generally, and what puts Twisted Minds above Falcons as well? Other than obviously there's some head-to-head results there.
Well, the fact that, like, I mean, I still have Falcons over them at Saudi League. I thought, let's let them just figure it out. I'm still slightly worried that instead of just Falcons merchants, I guess the most obvious comparison would be Vit NRG last season, where NRG were better overall, but Vitality just had the number of time they played. But Vitality, like, I mean, look, I have some agenda pushing, right? The Moon, he's never been watched, right? Here's what happened last season. Zen faked a medical condition in order to make a wish Monkey Moon onto his team, but Monkey Moon didn't do any charity work, so he threw on purpose out of spite, and now he's back on Twisted Minds getting a fresh bag. That's what happened, guys.
I don't think I understood any
What do
of
you
that.
think?
Me, when I just like come up with random theories and then try to push them on everybody.
No, it's true, bro. It's true. All of it's true. Anyway,
Some crazy
Casey,
nonsense today, I can't lie.
they won the LAN of a. They won the LAN.
All right.
They've always been like a safe bet for World 1. Twisted Monkey Moon looks great next to he hits mechanical shots again. Nupo and TRK. Nobu Nupo. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know, they look cold as a do. I think they win a major. I think Fury Twisted Minds, and then I think World's won by Novo Esports. Lock it in. Anyway.
All right. That's a take.
Martin, you...
Yep. Yeah, I'll be honest. I was kind of holding out for some drama with who was going to be number 1. I know there's some different opinions. I know somebody does have Twisted Minds number 1. It wasn't going to be me, but
I think that's right.
yeah, it's. I already had him moving up
I
5.
actually thought it was going to be you because you had Falcons up there.
No.
I thought you were going to swap them.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. I was actually hesitant. I think when I first made the list, I had Twisted Minds 4th or 5th. Honestly, and then I was looking at it again, and I made sure to like watch that Sleeping versus Mind series, and a little bit of it was like, yeah, they're getting taken to 7 by Sleeping. I don't want to, overreact. But then when I was seeing it, was like, oh, this is like Sleeping playing super well. It's like, okay, then maybe I'll, overlook them getting taken to 7 by a team in MENA that, as you guys were saying, is like just the random team of the week. But if I'm also gonna like, compare them to Carmine Car got taken to Champions Field by Man City, Novo, and Ninjas. It's like, is that really all that much different? So yeah, Carmine Car takes the 1 spot. Twisted Minds, yeah. I mean, it was the reverse sweep though, where a Chronic Internet goes out in Game 4 though. So for all we know, like Novo maybe wins that series if they can keep the momentum a bit more. But that's obviously a hypothetical. But like in terms of how sketchy this 1 seed is as well, it's like, no, Carmine Core has been challenged.
So
like,
sketchy.
Like there's a reason this is going to be one of the most hotly debated number 1s that we've had. And so, yeah, I'm not going to hold the Game 7 that Twisted Minds took against them more than I'm going to hold Carmine Core's Game 7s that they took against them. So there's really like so many arguments you can make for top teams in the world. Obviously, we all agree that's not going to be the case across all 12 of us. But yeah, that's rounding out the top 20. Thank you guys for joining me.
Carmine Corp is definitely, this is their shakiest number 1 seed that they've probably ever had after LAN. I mean, just because of the nature of the LAN not having all international competition, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a very hard 1 seed to. This is like probably one up for the hardest rankings I had to do for this.
Yeah.
Probably the same for you.
I mean,
guys,
I was
imagine.
for sure on them. I was like, it's Karma Co for sure. That was the first thing I wrote down when I was writing my list. But
Yeah, I kind of agree.
there's no gap there. The gap there is smaller.
Yes.
I just think.
But I would
maybe
not
that's
at all be surprised if they like don't do as well as the LAN at LAN, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. That wraps us up, though. Thank you guys for joining me on this one. I know we got dinner reservations and stuff to get to, so I'll speed run us out of this. Myth, you got any when you got a shout out just before we close things out?
Well, if I stop procrastinating, I should have a YouTube video out on the strangest teams in RLCS history coming out soon. So yeah, shout out that. Thank you, Martin, for having me on as always.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. Shout out to any higher ups at any gaming chair suppliers who may be watching this video. Hook me up. You know where to find me on Twitter.com. This bad boy is not doing the job anymore. This shit's ass, bro.
I don't know how there's
so
an any
bad.
more to that, truthfully. I don't know how that was ever an any more. But, yep. All right.
I actually have to go. So
Yeah, Dolphin. Quick shout outs.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
It's always a pleasure. We always have a great time on here.
Yeah.
We have good fun. We'll see. I'm feeling like my list is gonna age the best, but I always think that. And
That's fair.
sometimes turns out, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for the NRG bounce back. I'm ready for the Falcons bounce back, and I'm ready for Team Secret bounce back. Those are the three that I'm watching for next weekend.
All right. And then I'll just, shout out you guys. This is, definitely where I started. So really appreciate you guys coming back and really fun to do this stuff with you guys. And yeah, shout out not changing the colors on my list because that's crazy that 3 teams are not next to another team from their region out of this entire top 20. But yeah, least colorful list I've had. Great. Way to go. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Shout out to the rest of the crew doing these top 20s as well. I know it's more behind the scenes, but excited to share that graphic with everyone as well. Shout out to the channel members, scrolling across the top, other way. I think this way. Either way. Thank you all for watching. Catch you guys next time.